Welcome to the NCAA Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. In Omaha, Nebraska, it's a day filled with baseball here on ESPN. From breakfast to dinner, and everyone's got energy for this one. Charles Schwab Field, the site for possible top 10 pick James Tibbs, the ACC Player of the Year, leading number 8 Florida State into a rematch with number 1 Tennessee, who came back on the Noles on Friday thanks in part to a cycle from Christian Moore. 4 teams left, and it's possible by the end of the night we could only have 2, because Tennessee and Texas A&M are 1 win away from the finals, whereas Florida State and Florida, they got to win today to force winner-take-alls tomorrow. With that, we say hello and welcome back to Omaha. Ben McDonald, Chris Burke, Mike Monaco with you. Danny Wexelman joins us in a moment. Number 1 and number 8. And on Friday in the first meeting, Florida State was 1 strike away from winning it. Tennessee came back with 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th, and now we get round 2.
Yeah, and resilience. To me, that's how you define this Florida State club. You can't play this game without it. They have bounced back from one of the toughest defeats you will ever see to give themselves a rematch today.
It's going to be a good one, and we'll see what that response is on the big stage against a good Tennessee offense.
Yeah, when I think of Tennessee, I think it probably the most complete team here in this field, the most complete team in the whole country. But what they do best is they hit the long ball. I mean, 53% of their offense comes from hitting the home run. 8 out of the 9 you'll see in this lineup today, double digits home runs. 5 out of in this lineup, 19 or more home runs. And how about this? 177 long balls on the year. The next closest team in the country, 26 less than that. And that's what Tennessee does. That's how they beat you with the long ball.
It's incredible what they have done with their bats all season long. The headliners, Christian Moore, Kavaris Tears, a couple of them during this run here in Omaha. Matching up with Florida State, and Berkey said it's about resilience. They've won 2 elimination games already, and the bats looked awesome yesterday.
Yeah, if Tennessee has the scariest offense, Ben, Florida State not too far behind, and they have been flexing their muscle here at the College World Series. 27 runs in 3 games, and Jaime Ferrer has led the charge, but Cam Smith is going to be a first-rounder. James Tibbs, the ACC Player of the Year, will be a first-rounder, and last game they got production from the top, they got it from the bottom. They got a really cool home run celebration. This is a scary offense.
Big on big, as old Big Ben might say. Florida State trying to force a winner-take-all tomorrow against Tennessee, number 1 and well-positioned in Omaha.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, and I saved hundreds. With all the money I saved, thought I'd buy stilts. Hi, honey. Hey. Oh, look, no line at the hot dog stand.
Yes.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
Right now, you can get any size of our new groovy fries and groovy sauce for $1. Wait, who would get the small? Okay, that makes no sense. Get any size groovy fry for $1. Live free, eat Sonic.
Electric for short trips, gas for long.
Quite the paradox.
It really is both. The Lexus RX plug-in hybrid.
These are all keepers.
Store more, share more. Get iPhone 15 Pro on us and get a great deal on iPad and Apple Watch SE. Connect with AT&T.
Thank you, Agent State Farm.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Cut. It's neighbor.
That's what I said. Neighbor.
Getting closer.
Fun fact. The person with McDonald's is always the most popular kid in school. And if they save money with the app, they're also the smartest. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can it keep me warm when I'm cold?
Wait, no, I'm always hot.
Sleep Number does that.
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Sleep Number does that.
Can I help us sleep better and better?
Please.
Sleep Number does that. 94% of smart sleepers report better sleep. Shop our lowest prices of the season with free home delivery on select smart beds when you add an adjustable base. Sleep Number smart beds are starting at $9.99. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
With Fairlife Ultra Filtered Milk, you'll want to savor every moment. With 50% more protein, 50% less sugar, and of course, it's delicious. Fairlife.
At Charles Schwab Field in Omaha, Nebraska, Florida State takes the field. Link Jarrett told us it is 100% in your mind for the rest of your life how Friday ended. Other side, Tennessee, the victor with a crazy comeback. And for more on that night, we say hello to Danny Wexelman.
Yeah, Mike, it was a tale of two stories in that game one, right? The tension was thick. You could cut it with a steak knife. For the Volunteers, they felt elation after the game. For the Seminoles, it was heartbreaking. Link Jarrett said he hasn't watched that Blake Burke-check swing back one single time. He also said that a loss like that, you never forget it. It sticks in your mind for the rest of your life.
It is so important to win that first game. Back-footed and missed. Tennessee brings the tying run to the plate. Moore laces it to left field. Tennessee in business. Pressure-packed spot. That did not go. Tension starts to fill the faces of the Garnet and Gold. Burke back up the middle, base hit into center. We're tied. Base hit. And now the winning run's in scoring position. In the air, left center field. Won't get there. Tennessee walks it off.
Yeah, the pitch that Dylan Dreiling got, it was a slider. He told Christian Moore before his at-bat he was going to get a slider, and he was going to be ready, guys. When they got to second base to take his jersey off, Simo said, hey, slow down, man. I got to catch up. I'm tired. We got to take that jersey off of you.
Great stuff, Danny. It was a thriller for Tennessee. They get another crack at Link Jarrett's group. Ball's batting order is brought to you by Capital One. We told you all the home runs they have hit this year. The last #1 seed to win the Men's College World Series was back in 1999. They're better positioned with their pitching. 2 games, 2 wins, that's it. Other side for Florida State, it's going to be a bevy of arms, and it starts with the freshman right-hander John Abraham.
Yeah, 6'3", 198 pounds out of Tampa, Florida. I tell you what, he got a couple starts on the year. That's all he's got is 2 of them. That came in early April. Since then, he's been in the bullpen, but he's been really good as of late. If you go back to his last 4 appearances, 8 2/3, he's only allowed 1 hit and 1 run, but it's about the breaking balls for Abraham. I mean, that is the strength of what he does. 68% of the balls he's going to throw typically are going to be off-speed type pitches.
He's got them. He will spin them against Tennessee with 57 wins this season. Florida State with 49 of them. And the Noles hoping for a game 3 in this matchup tomorrow. Vols trying to get to the finals that start on Saturday, a best of 3. Christian Moore leads it off that cycle Friday. And away we go with 92 up the ladder from John Abraham. First outing in 2.5 weeks for the Tampa native. Like Jared said to his pregame, we're backed into a corner with our pitching. And there's the first of what we suspect will be many breaking balls.
Yeah, got 2 of them. That's the overhang curve there. It'll have more depth to it. Then he'll throw more of a slider, a little bit right to left, if you will. So 2 different breaking balls. Fastball's going to be right around 92.
Is 2-0. That's up high.
A little different day at the ballpark, too. We got not a ton of wind, but what there is kind of blowing out towards right center field. So fly ball pitchers have been really good to this point in this event, but today the ball will carry when it's in the air.
Like we saw from Florida earlier today. Got to win over Kentucky to stay alive with a big showing from the offense.
Yeah, this is the most offensive day we've had at the ballpark so far. Typically, the last 2-3 days, wind been blowing almost straight in. Not so much today.
Saw Tony Vitello's team coming off a win Sunday against North Carolina. And here on Wednesday, Christian Moore is aboard. The superstar projected to go 12th overall in Kylie McDaniel's new mock draft.
And Ben, you said it. Strikes are the problem. with Abraham, not stuff. And you talk about a lineup that's hard to trust your stuff and find the zone with right out of the gate. It's this Tennessee team. It's scary top to bottom, but especially these first 4 hitters.
Yeah, Abraham only 34 innings of work on the year. And you're right. I mean, you look at the numbers, 29 walks and 34 innings of work. And so it's not about the stuff. The question is, can he get it over the white part of the plate? Typically, he wants to get ahead with that fastball and then get to those breaking balls, but he's got to be able to get ahead to be able to get to him.
Next up is Blake Burke, junior first baseman from Brentwood, California. Second team All-SEC, and like Christian Moore and Billy Amick, who's behind him, a very high draft prospect as well. In a few weeks, there's a good one. Really big whiff rate on that breaking ball. And then the fastball command has been an issue for John Abraham, who over his last 4 outings, he has gone 8 2/3, just 1 hit, 1 run, 10 Ks despite some walks in there. Fades away, and that's a changeup. Talked about the offense that he faces. Link Jarrett said to us, it's an exceptional lineup, and so we're going to need some really good performances from guys stepping up. On the ground sharply and past Daniel Cantu and into right. Christian Moore goes first to third, and Tennessee's in business right out of the gates.
This is interesting from Cantu. Like this ball was not hit that much in the hole. Watch Cantu at first. He just stays on the line. And that ball is what I would call a traditional right at the first baseman. Could have been a double play. Look at Cantu, Ben. I mean, that's like something you see usually late in the ball game of just taking away no doubles. But for whatever reason, Florida State's report there is just stay on the line against Burke. And that's a ball, if you take one shuffle, you might end up with a 3-6-3 right there.
So 8 pitches in, it's a Tennessee threat, and Billy Amick climbs in.
And if you're the freshman John Abraham now, it's about minimizing damage right now. Your offense has been one of the best, if not the best, in the NCAA tournament. Just try to give up 1 here and let your offense go to work in the bottom half of the inning.
Gotta have strikes to do it, and it's ball 1 to Amick. Clemson transfer from Batesburg, South Carolina. Came in with big expectations this year. Kyler McDaniel's got him top 20 on his MLB draft board. A couple of hits Friday against Florida State and a couple walks in this event as well. 2-0.
And they're getting hot in the Florida State bullpen. This is a very nervy start here from John Abraham. We certainly can understand it. A guy that only had 2 starts on the season coming in and asked to face this Tennessee lineup, and it's pretty shaky here out of the gate.
This is a big ask. This is a big ask against the #1 team in the country.
Saw Joe Charles out there. Again, a bevy of arms in the holster for Florida State. Swing and a miss on a 2-0 changeup.
That ball had some really good left to right in it.
Has been a ton of swing and miss for John Abraham on that changeup this year, and he does get guys to chase. Well, he trusted it right on right. 2-0. The freshman deals on the ground to third. Cam Smith, a slight bobble, and it's just 1 and a run scores. Christian Moore comes in from third, and it's 1-0 Tennessee.
Yeah, Cam Smith here. This could have been a 5-4-3 double play, but a little bit of the bobble in the transition for Cam Smith over at third base. Ball was hit hard enough right here, but watch this. Into the glove. See, I got him almost on the left side of his glove. He's able to recover, but that allows him only to get the runner at second base.
So Tennessee's on the board. And brings up the cleanup man, Dylan Dreiling, first team All-SEC left fielder from Kansas, who Danny told you was the hero on Friday. Had a huge game in that one. He's 5 for 8 here overall with 3 RBIs plus a couple of walks. Tony Vitello went out and kissed Dylan Dreiling's bat after the walk-off on Friday.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, Tennessee had 4 consecutive hits with 2 outs. And of course, Dylan Dreiling with the ball hit out in the left center field gap to walk it off.
And 3 of those after that check swing that Danny had mentioned, and that everyone who's a fan of these two teams knows very well. Abraham continues to fall behind. His 15th pitch of the inning. Sails up and away, and that leash is getting shorter. They were deciding between one of two freshmen to start, John Abraham or Brady Lauk. Like Jared told us this morning, one of those guys is going to have to get us out of the gates. But right away, they got two veterans, Charles and Brennan Oxford, up throwing. There's the strike.
And guys, I'm just watching Cantu after we saw the ball that Burke hit past him. He's doing the same thing for Dreiling. So clearly that wasn't Cantu just not getting off. Like, that's their plan, is to guard that line and try to keep it out of the corner.
That surprises me early in the ball game, because that's such a low percentage of a ball going right down the line.
Yeah, statistically, the ball's going to go in that 4-hole way more than it's go right down the first baseline. And late in the game, obviously, you're going to give up the single to try to take away the ball in the corner. But early in the game, it just feels like a, I don't know, tactically, I would love to hear the explanation for that.
17 pitches in after the walk, and with two aboard, Micah Posey comes out for a visit as Charles and Oxford continue throwing. If you're just tuning into this and you're wondering about the services of Jamie Arnold, the superstar #1 starting pitcher for Florida State, obviously not the choice that they started. He started Friday in the first meeting between these teams. And talking to Link Jarrett this morning, it did sound like it's possible, maybe in a late game scenario, that he could come on in relief. But he's not the choice to go, and not a guarantee we would see him even at all today.
Yeah, you'd be short resting him, you know. I mean, typically guys pitch every 6th day, every 7th day. And so he's had 4 days off. Now, I thought there was a chance maybe he would start and maybe give you 60 pitches, 70 pitches and get him out of there. But that's one of those things where you got to talk to the player, you got to talk to mom and dad, you got to talk to the agent to make sure it's okay to do those kinds of things and really short rest the guy.
And to me, once he doesn't start, we probably won't see him.
Yeah.
Just hold him for the potential of a rematch tomorrow.
Florida State's got to win to get that, though. And Tennessee has the lead and threatening more with 2 on and just 1 out. For the redshirt junior center fielder, typically Hunter Ensley, who's DHing here. Crashed into the wall, of course, on Sunday, left that game early, and he pulls one into left field, and that's a base hit toward the line. Amick scores, and Hunter Ensley delivers for the Vols.
So 75% of the year with a runner in scoring position, Abraham throws off speed pitches. 75%. Hunter Ensley certainly had that report, going up there hunting something soft, and he certainly got it right there. The veteran center fielder who's used to playing center field DH and day gets a slider sitting in the middle of home plate, catches a little towards the end, but a nice job staying through it. And another run scores for the Vols. A nice job there. Veteran at bat, going up there hunting the first pitch off speed.
I mean, we talk a lot about this team's home run total, and we should. But, I mean, they can hit, too. I mean, the team batting average of .311.
Well, there's polish there, right? The plan is, hey, guys, in run-scoring situation, it's heavy breaking ball. Go up there and hunt one. Even if he throws you a fastball, it's probably for show. But then you got to execute that plan, too. It's one thing to look for a breaking ball. It's another thing to get the right one and be on time. And
the other piece of that is, I mean, John Abraham struggled to throw his fastball for a strike. So you can almost eliminate that pitch. He's going to throw something off speed right at 70% of the time in any situation. And the fact he doesn't land his fastball a whole lot, it almost makes you go up there and say, oh, you know what? I'm going to sit breaking ball.
Well, this will be a pitching change. Almost certainly. This is how Florida State does it. They send the catcher and the infield in first. When the catcher returns, then you would expect to see Link Jarrett to make a move here. With 2 runs already in for Tennessee, and here he comes to make, at long last, the move. You got 26 outs to go, but if you're Florida State, you have to make this pitching change now before it balloons even more.
Have to. It's an offense that you know is going to consistently put runs up throughout the course of the game, and you can't let them run away and hide. Like we saw in the first game, Florida scored 7 in the first, and that's just nearly impossible to come back from.
And don't forget who's pitching for Tennessee. Sechrist has not allowed a run in the NCAA tournament. Like, he's been their although he's pitching out of the 3-hole, for me, he's been their best dude. Like, he's been that good. So you can't afford to let Tennessee run away and hide.
Brennan Oxford enters, makes the stroll onto the big stage in a pressure-packed spot in the first when we come back to Omaha.
Look out, 'cause here I come.
Have you always had trouble losing weight and keeping it off? Same.
Discover the power of Wegovy.
And I'm marching on to the beat I drum.
With Wegovy, I lost 35 pounds. And some lost over 46 pounds.
Wegovy.
And I'm keeping the weight off.
Wegovy helps you lose weight and keep it off.
I'm reducing my risk.
Wegovy is the only FDA-approved weight management medicine that's proven to reduce risk of major cardiovascular events in adults with known heart disease and with either obesity or overweight.
Wegovy shouldn't be used with semaglutide or GLP-1 medicines. Don't take Wegovy if you or your family had medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if allergic to it. Stop Wegovy and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may happen, including pancreatitis and gallbladder problems. Wegovy may cause low blood sugar in people with diabetes, especially if you take medicines to treat diabetes. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes, or if you feel your heart racing while at rest. Depression or thoughts of suicide may occur. Call your provider right away if you have any mental changes. Common side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney problems.
With Wegovy,
I'm losing weight.
I'm keeping it off.
And I'm lowering my CV risk.
That's the power of Wegovy.
Check your cost and coverage before talking to your healthcare professional about Wegovy.
The NCAA Men's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Apparently Christian Moore told Danny Dylan Dreiling wanted him to slow down going out for their celebration. The jersey gets ripped off, and Tennessee completed a comeback with a run in the 8th. 4 in the 9th, and Tony Vitello said to us, I'll kiss the bat because I'm not going to kiss Dylan himself. And got the win, and Tennessee's got the early lead in this one as well. John Abraham exits, and an early pitching change, just 1 out into this ball game for Florida State, staring down Tony Vitello's #1 team. And it's the 5th-year senior lefty Brennan Oxford who enters for already the 3rd time here in Omaha.
Yeah, he threw against Tennessee on Friday night. 3 1/3, 6 hits, 3 earned runs. Didn't walk a batter and struck out 4. There's the numbers on the year. He can really strike you out. 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, 66 of them. And 54 1/3, and it's pretty much about the slider for him. That slider got a big swing and miss, right at 45%. College average on a swing and miss on that slider about 33%.
Oxford did not have the night he wanted to on Friday. He said it was big getting back on the horse Sunday. Felt like his velo was better. Enters in a bind with 2 aboard for Tennessee and the dangerous Kavares Tears at the plate. About a top 50 draft prospect, according to Kylie McDaniel. 2nd team All-SEC, who has homered twice. Father Roderick, mother Alicia, they have been watching throughout Kavares Tears' 3-year career with the Vols. Skies this one foul. About 4 for 9 in Omaha with a triple and a 2-run homer Friday. Then Sunday, a 3-run homer and an RBI double.
Red hot. Moore and then Dreiling and then Tears, like the 3 of those have just been a wrecking crew for this Tennessee team so far in Omaha.
Bounces one up the middle and Drew Burrow with a high hop.
He's out.
They get the out anyway. 2 gone.
Where'd that ball hit? That ball hit the edge of the grass where it meets the dirt, maybe?
It did. It hit like right in front of the lip.
I mean, obviously got a lot of top spin to it, but it looked like it did. It hit right. No.
And that's really the ball you don't want to see hit if you're Tony Vitello, because Inslee is running there from 1st to 2nd, and that's easy in the adrenaline to try to grab a gear and beat that ball out. Really, probably fortunate that he's okay running off the field. That's not exactly what you want to see from him early in this game, is feeling like he needs to try to beat a ball out. Nice job by Farrell there to hang with it.
Again, Inslee's got a lower body injury, so that's why he's DHing and not starting at center. That is strike 1 from Oxford to Dean Curley, freshman shortstop in the 7th spot from California. 20-year-old rookie on the SEC All-Freshman team, who is 2 for 7 here with a pair of RBIs plus a walk. With Abraham done and Oxford in. steps off the mound. Boy, if you can limit Tennessee to 2 here in this first,
it would be big.
That'd be a win. That's down and blocked by Jackson West. During the pitching change, we saw Xander Sechrist, who's going to start for Tennessee. Just get up and throw, not even down in the bullpen, just outside the dugout. In this lengthy top of the first.
Hey, you don't mind it, though. It's nice to take the bump for the first time, and you have the lead already. That takes a lot of the nerves away.
And see something other than a 0 up there. Well, you know how good of a friend he is with Kirby Connell. So Xander Sechrist and old Kirby, just a little catch play.
I feel like Kirby does everything. Like until he gets in the game or goes and warm, like he's going to get the helmets and the bats and the gloves and sunflower seeds, whatever you need.
2 real great personalities. That miss is 3-1. Xander Sechrist had the line about Kirby Connell during Supers. He said, Kirby will be at my wedding and he will be at my funeral. It's kind of dark humor from Xander Sechrist.
How long does it take to get that mustache game ready, you think, Bert?
Well, the boys saw him walking around.
This one gets away and it leads to Dreiling scoring. 3-0 Tennessee.
Wow. Boy, that is not what you need when it looks like you maybe, as you said, Mike, have a chance at least to minimize the damage. Just handled another one. The old Terry Mulholland step-off move. He was barely off the base there, Ben. But really, that's a ball Cantu should catch. I mean, that ball's in the air. He just whips it.
And now on the ground to second at Faroe. And Tennessee strikes for 3 in the top of the first with the Vols #1 in the country and 1 win away from the finals.
This is what it's all about. Know these fans are going to be dialed up.
Something special tonight here in Omaha.
Did you see that?
Erlita is a prescription medicine used for the treatment of prostate cancer that is spread to other parts of the body and still responds to a medical or surgical treatment that lowers testosterone. Erlita may be taken as 1 pill once a day.
Go!
In a clinical study, Erlita was shown to help some men with prostate cancer live longer. Erlita may cause serious side effects, including heart disease, stroke, or severe skin reactions, which can lead to death, falls, fractures, and seizure. Seek immediate medical attention if you experience symptoms of a stroke or severe rash. Erlita can cause harm to or loss of an unborn baby. Common side effects were fatigue, joint pain, rash, decreased appetite, weight loss, high blood pressure, hot flash, and diarrhea. Ask your doctor if Erlita is right for you.
Charles Schwarzkopf Stadium. 3 games with the home team winning via the walk-off. A cycle for Christian Moore. 2nd in College World Series history. Laviolette backs up and makes the catch.
Hunter Ensley bolts back, somehow hung on.
You talk about full throttle, not afraid of a little contact.
Ryan Prager, awfully impressive, and the Aggies improved to 2-0.
Florida State's offense has erupted. Back-to-back jacks.
And the Noles just continue to roll.
Clean-looking Selly from Florida State yesterday in a 9-5 win against North Carolina. And the Seminoles batting order is brought to you by Capital One. Looking for a 3rd win in a single men's college World Series for the first time since 1999. And Max Williams and company are going to face senior lefty we showed you, Xander Sechrist, with a 3.26 ERA and his first ever appearance in Omaha.
Yeah, and he's been hot lately, too. I mean, his last 3 starts, 17 innings of work, only 2 earned runs. So that's an ERA just above 1. What best thing about him, he is a strike thrower. Look at that, only 14 walks. in 66 1/3 from him. Kind of an old school approach, Berkey. He's not afraid of contact. He will pitch to contact. Not going to overwhelm you with the fastball. That's kind of what it's going to be. 86. He may show you 88, 89. He's going to mix it up, show you a little different arm slot from time to time against the left-handers. Spin a couple of breaking balls in there and a good changeup as well.
Tries to dot a couple of heaters to begin to Max Williams, the Alabama transfer, has got 6 hits here. Yesterday, 3 for 5, and we showed you went back-to-back with Jackson West. No swing, according to Sean Rakos.
Well, that's called putting the brakes on right there. Nice job by Max Williams. He was all geared up to let it fire.
Guy wasn't the starter the opening weekend of the season, and now I think we've got a ball of some kind that has landed on the warning track. So a quick pause for Xander Sechrist. Tony Vitello was saying to us this morning, it's really good he gets out there. We said he didn't pitch before in the previous 2 trips to Omaha, including last year during Sechrist's career. And Tony said to us, we're not here without Xander Sechrist. We will ride him today as long as possible. Breaking ball there at 71.
That's what he'll do to you right there. No such thing with a fastball count with Sechrist. He'll bend that breaking ball in there in plus counts. He'll also throw you a changeup as well.
Two. Williams bounces it right side at Christian Moore. Flips the ball. He got it back and got his feet out of the way for the first out. Florida State back in Omaha, the 24th trip. First time at the College World Series since 2019. And this program chasing a title. Huge turnaround from last year. They get here. They have the lead by 3 in the 9th inning on Tennessee, but fall. A couple of bounce backs and that big old offense steering the Seminoles.
Yeah, that's in the NCAA tournament. 27 runs in 3 games here at the College World Series. So that's 9 runs per game.
Fantastic math.
How about that?
Really good stuff.
That's 5 semesters at LSU right there. Gave me that.
Multiplication was early in that or late in that process?
Early.
Okay.
Cam Smith, the batter. And he takes a strike. 1-1. One of the stars for Link Jarrett. Second-year head coach at the school he played shortstop for. Tallahassee native. 2-time All-American and 3 trips here as a player.
Yeah, how about their turnaround season? 23 wins last year, 49 this year for the Noles. Missed the NCAA tournament last year for the first time in, what, 44 consecutive years.
An NCAA record. Smith, second team All-ACC. Projected to go 18th overall in Kylie's mock. Bouncing ball up the middle, and Dean Curley boots the short hop. Some weak contact induced by Sechrist, but Smith is on.
That was the right read. That's a classic do-or-die play from a shortstop. If you wait back, he's going to beat it out, so you have to come and get it. And as Curley goes through it, well, I don't know if it just hit the heel there as he's trying to pick through it. No, it actually hits the webbing. Comes up off of it just a touch too soon. Shortstop, a tough spot, man. Sometimes all you got is a do-or-die chance, and that one doesn't go his way.
So brings up the ACC Player of the Year, James Tibbs, junior from Georgia, projected to go 9th overall in the draft to the Pirates. 2 for 12 here. Noles looking to get him going. Does have 4 walks. Yesterday against North Carolina, walked twice and had a double that he smoked in the 5th inning. It felt like he was perpetually in a full count yesterday. Pops this one up. Left side of the diamond. And Dean Curley's got it for out number 2.
This is a very aggressive offense Florida State has. Tops in the country really swinging at the first pitch and swings at home plate as well. And if you're Sechrist, you don't mind that. You just know that I got to make quality pitches from the chute. Like, they're not going to take many pitches. They're going to be very aggressive. They have been all year long. That can, you know, as a pitcher, I don't mind you swinging early. If I make good pitches, that means I can keep my pitch count down and I can work deeper into a ball game.
So it brings up a guy who's aggressive, fitting with that trend for Florida State. Marco Dinges all ACC, DH, and JUCO transfers. Been their best against Southpaws this year. Third year for Xander Sechrist as a big part of the pitching staff. But this has been the biggest role of his career. This is up to start out against Dinges. Dinges 5 for 13 with 3 driven in, a couple of walks as well. Had a 3-hit day Friday against Tennessee. Yesterday got aboard 3 times, hit by a pitch, walked and had an infield single. A couple tosses to first. A lot of hits for Marco Dinges, part of this offense that has been nails in the postseason. We told you we did the math. Most runs of any team in the NCAA tournament.
Quick math.
Ben's going to have all the math answers today because he got a haircut today.
Yeah.
I feel a lot better.
I bet you think it clearly.
A little lighter. Yeah. More aerodynamic.
I mean, it is high and tight. The 1-1. Dinges in the air, center field. Tears goes back into the alley, on the move, and hangs on! Wow. Just like Hunter Ensley, Kavaris Tears up to the task.
Boy, does he get it? This is a kid that typically plays right field, but now in center field, I tell you what, watch this move right here. He's chasing this ball and collects it and up against the wall all at the same time, folks. This Tennessee team can do just a little bit of everything on a baseball field. That first step always the most important, and wide open out toward right center field and collects it. And that gets the balls off the field, up 3-0 after 1.
What's wrong?
My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying?
No.
Are you crying because of that other card?
No.
There's no crying in baseball. Or with the Capital One Venture Card, because it lets you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. And you can use those miles on any travel purchase. And you know why? There's no crying with the Venture Card. What's in your wallet? Let's play ball!
This is not just a pharmacy. This is living the care in healthcare. Walgreens.
Ooh, $3.99 and stuffed with pepperoni and cheese.
You want Crazy Puffs fast? You go with Hot and Ready.
Now I have time for more summer fun.
Go long! Ah! Walk in for $3.99 Hot and Ready Crazy Puffs at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
All these games on DirecTV and no satellite on the roof. Think about this. Blue Jays, Cardinals, Orioles. What's missing?
The Andean Condor?
No, walnut brain. Pigeons. They'd rather name a team after socks.
To be fair, we're not very athletic.
Give me that ooey gooey, crispy, crunchy, mouth-watering. Give me that beefy, meaty, grilly, dilly, pickle poppin'. Give me that burger, sauce and toss and Papa John's. Better get you some cheesy burger pizza at Papa John's.
Hunter Ensley the other night making this spectacular catch in a car crash in center. He's DHing today, so Kavaris Tears, like Ensley, proving I will give my all for Tennessee today.
Tears lost everything but the ball as he hit the wall there. The glasses went one way, the hat went the other. I have no idea how he held on to that ball because it wasn't a perfect catch. But, man, Tennessee's outfield defense has shined here early on in Omaha.
I mean, everyone's begging to play center. In game on Sunday, Christian Moore was trying to angle to move from second to center. It's Tears who's out there, and it seems like any one of them is willing to just drill themselves into that padding.
This is a dream outfield. It's so big, and if you can run a little bit as an outfielder in this ballpark, you can really shine.
Well, and as a team, you can separate yourself. And Tennessee plays in one of the smaller ballparks in the regular season. But if you watch them throughout the course of the year, it definitely was a strength of this team, their outfield play.
So we got to make sure the headband's back on.
Yeah, you
got to retrieve the glasses, the hat.
That's right. Got to get the drip all straightened out. Maybe a little smelling salt.
There's Hunter Ensley. Lower body injury. Not any sort of concussion or concussion protocol from the catch, as hard as that might be to believe. This is Reese Chapman, 2-1 from Brennan Oxford. Pop foul to lead off the second with Tennessee up 3-0.
They've clearly done a nice job with the padding here at Charles Schwab Field, because if those two collisions guys were able to walk away from all right, that's a good sign. High impact.
2-2. We've just seen so many good catches, and not only with Tennessee, but in the outfield. Harrison Dedewick for Virginia. Jace Laviolette had a robbery into the wee hours of Sunday morning for Texas A&M against Florida.
We've been treated to some high-level defense, as you would expect with the best teams in the country.
Off the end of the bat to second, and Drew Farrow's been busy. And one away for Brennan Oxford. So we've seen a lot of Drew Farrow so far, and if you're wondering, he's normally number 3, but today you saw it correctly. He is wearing number 45. Sometimes uniforms get lost in transit. Maybe that's the case.
Yeah, guys, number 3 got left in Tallahassee, didn't make the trip to Omaha, a staffer told me, so he got number 45. I heard he got to pick, but anyway, he's wearing 45 today, not number 3. It's left back home.
How about we got the name on the back of it in time, though?
Listen, it's top-notch here. It's Omaha. That's what we do, right? The pinstripe one, that's the pinstripe version of his uniform. Everyone else, all the other ones made it here, but that one did not.
It's odd we can change the name, but not the number.
That's a really
What
good
happened
point.
to FedEx or UPS? Seemed like we could get that jersey here pretty quick. That would drive me crazy if I've been a certain number all year long.
Yeah.
Now I got to get to Omaha and wear a different number.
Yeah, I guess being the home team, they're wearing the whites, and
Yeah.
it is what it is.
You look back years later, and yeah, it was 45 that year.
That'll really question some of your baseball superstitions at that point.
Yeah.
Can you get your mind right in a different number?
2-1 on Cal Stark. Number 10. It's still number 10 for Tennessee. Catcher takes a strike. It's 2-2 on the Knoxville native. 0 for 7 here. Friday worked a walk. A few strikeouts on Sunday for a guy who supplied 10 home runs to that gaudy total of 177 for Tennessee.
Yeah, he had 3 of them in the regional in Knoxville. Getting out of that 9-hole.
Swing and a miss. Good heater with some life for Brennan Oxford.
Slowed the bat down a little bit on the pitch before that. And he takes that fastball, 4-seamer. No 2-seamers at all, just a 4-seamer right down the heart. You can see he gets it by Cal Stark. Slow it down and then speed it up.
Against a high spin fastball there. 25-60 the spin rate for Oxford.
Big league average on the 4-seamer about 22.80, so he's at 25.60. And all that means is that ball, the gravity doesn't affect it as much. It's got some real good carry through the zone.
We'll see what Christian Moore can do with it. Walked and scored his first time. Junior from Brooklyn, team leader in OPS, won the SEC's Triple Crown during conference play. We told you hit for the cycle here Friday against Florida State. Entering today, had 3 of the 5 hardest hit balls in this event.
That homer he hit on Friday night into traffic, straightaway center field. I mean, Kaggs' ball yesterday was impressive. It was into traffic too, but that one for me might have been the most impressive. I mean, like, it got out like now.
Yeah, you see corner outfielders give the old casual jog, or maybe sometimes not move from time to time. You know, that happens a decent amount of time. Center fielders rarely put on the brakes early. I don't know that I've ever seen a center fielder stop running quickly.
Especially in this ballpark, right?
Exactly. Wind blowing in, and the center fielder could barely get out of his break before Max Williams put on the brakes.
Tony Vitello told us that everyone in the dugout was like, what just happened? They couldn't believe that it was 117 and out to dead central in this park.
And it was low launch angle too. I mean, it almost what you had to do to get it out straightaway center field the way the wind was blowing in.
1-2 the count on Christian Moore. Lays off. Ben, what would you like from your outfielders if you, and this was a rarity for you, if you did give up a no-doubter? Do you want them to give it a look, or do you want
Oh, no, I would like to give just a little bit of a courtesy jog, you know. Just give me, at least, just don't stand there. Like, what used to bug me was a guy would never move out of his spot, just stand there and watch it go over his head. Just give me a little bit of a jog.
That's insulting. If they just.
But I will say this, if you're going to give one up, like, I want it to get way out. Like, don't give me the wall scraper.
And that is another rocket for Christian Moore. 2-out single at 115, right in the vicinity of his home run that night to complete the cycle at a $117.
The man will make you drop your jaw on a single. Imagine what happens when he gets a little launch on one. And this one was only 23 degrees lower than your typical homer, but at 117 miles an hour, it was a no-doubter. And he even impressed himself with the cycle the other night.
Said he did not know until that moment right there he had hit for the cycle. And entering today, these were the highest exit velos here at the Men's College World Series. Two names who are going to go very high in the draft.
Yeah, Simo's not feeling for it at home plate. You can tell he is locked in. Like, every swing feels like it's max effort, and he's looking to do damage every time he strokes at it.
Got a balk.
And Moore moves up to second because of it on Brennan Oxford. We had one in the first meeting on the Tennessee side that really frustrated Tony Vitello. Oxford tagged for one here.
What we got there, Ben?
I mean, almost like he came set and then kind of readjusted his lower half. Yeah.
So it puts a man in scoring position for the dangerous Blake Burke, who singled his first time and takes a ball.
Blake Burke, 19 home runs. He hits one more. That'll be 5 balls with 20 or more home runs in this lineup.
And having 4 with 20 is already something that's never been done before. Burke is also second in the country in doubles. He's a mid-season first-team All-American, according to D1 Baseball. Viewed as a second or third round draft guy on our ESPN board. Breaking ball in for a strike.
He's been great in these spots, leading the team. 436 batting average with runners in scoring position. Problem for him is Moore's been hitting homers all year, so he hadn't been up very much with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, 33 times Moore's done it himself. Floated foul, 2-2. Oh, Burke, of course, the guy who had that check swing when Florida State was 1 strike away from a win on Friday. And then after that, Florida State responded, or Tennessee responded, I should say, with a handful more of 2-out knocks in the comeback and walk-off win. And it was against Brennan Oxford. These two meeting again here on this Wednesday afternoon. On the ground sharply, pass Farrow into right field, a base hit. Moore to the plate, Tibbs throw, not in time, and it's 4-0.
Been doing it all year, Big Ben. Blake Burke, just one of the most clutch hitters you will find in college baseball. Now hitting around 440 with runners in scoring position. Christian Moore with a 2-out single moves to second on the balk, and they make it pay off here. A hanging breaking ball. Burke able to just hook that thing right in the 4-hole. Oxford didn't quite get that one down where he was aiming. Burke hits it just hard enough. And the Vols just keep capitalizing in run scoring opportunities.
Yeah, this was the balk right here. This is how Christian Moore got from first to second. Come set and see him rock again, and that's just enough to get you a balk. Boy, Tennessee continues to shine in runners in scoring position. They came in hitting over 400 in the College World Series runners in scoring position. So it's more than just the home runs.
4 runs already. And only 5 outs from Florida State pitching against them. This is Billy Amick, who reached on a 5-4 fielder's choice back in the first and scored. West blocks it. Already 32 pitches for Brennan Oxford, who Friday threw 28 pitches, tagged for the 3 runs against the Vols. Sunday, 2 shutout to finish the game and threw 31 pitches in that one. 5 years of college baseball for him, 3 at Wake Forest and now 2 at Florida State. This is a bullet past Alex Lodi's in the left center. Burke goes first to third, and they're at the corners for Tennessee. An exit velo factory.
Yeah, Blake Burke will fool you now. He leads his team in stolen bases for a big guy. He can get around the bases a little bit. He just kind of runs right in the face of Max Williams. Base hit, ball hit me really hard, and watch Max Williams out in center field. He gets the ball, and Blake Burke just keeps on trucking, goes first to third. Tennessee just not missing. Any ball left up, out over the plate, they're going to barrel it up. A little bit of the hesitation right there, but he easily makes his way to third base.
Big fella thought about putting on the brakes, then he just decided, now what the heck. And he had it easily. Obviously, he got there even with the hesitation. Again, just such a big outfield. Any ball hitting the gap, right or left center, if you're at first base and get a good break, it's almost impossible for the outfielders to throw you out.
Yeah, with 2 out, there's no hesitation, right? You're off and moving. Should easily make it to third base, and he does.
I know you still got to get 22 outs in this game, but there's nobody throwing yet, just Joe Charles getting loose again. And the exit velos from the last 3 guys have been 115, 103, and 111.
Does that mean they're seeing it good?
I think so.
This means they are not missing it for sure.
It's a long Tennessee lineup. And this is the cleanup spot. Dylan Dreiling walked and scored in the first. Draft eligible sophomore is going to go high in the draft as well. In his first year this season in a full-time role. Got 95 at bats last year as a freshman and was very good in the opportunities he had. But now starring. That's outside. Micah Posey and Link Jarrett trying to piece together the pitching today. Playing on back-to-back days. Played yesterday in that 9-5 win against North Carolina. And really got help from 2 guys in particular. Covered so much of the length themselves. Andrew Armstrong, the starter, went 4 1/3. And then Connor Holtz finished it with 4 1/3 shutout. So that helped the case for today. It's up high, 2-1.
Another scary hitter right here. Number 2 on this team with runners in scoring position. Dreiling sitting in that 4 or 5 hole almost all year long has been a beneficiary of so many of these guys getting on base. And what we got here? It's the timeout. Step off. That's his 1 there, I guess.
The 1 disengagement. Two-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. And walkie-talkie will be busy today for Link Jarrett. Out to the bullpen in left while Xander Sechrist waits. Popped up foul. I mean, it couldn't have really shaped up better for Tennessee the first couple of games. And just keep the pitching online. Xander Sechrist is your number 3. You roll him out here today, and if you win, long way to go in this one, things align for a series that would start Saturday.
Yeah, you roll right back into your Friday night guys. And it's nice to have your number 3 guy, Sechrist, who's probably pitching the best out of anybody in the rotation right now.
Yeah. 2-2. Curls to the edge for strike 3 called. A strikeout of Dylan Dreiling to end the top of the second. So 3 in the first, another in the second, and that's a lot of run support for Xander Sechrist. And the Vols off to a good start in Omaha.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
I just wanted to remind you that Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. In fact, it's so easy. It reminds me of a joke my mate told me. Now, a knuckleballer and a catcher walk into a bullpen, and a knuckleballer turns to the catcher. Get it? Wow, they really like that one.
It's easy to Geico, official partner of Major League Baseball.
Hi, guys. No, wait a minute. There are easier ways to get information about a place. Simply head over to apartments.com for tools like 3D virtual tours to learn everything you need to know. Hey, okay, be brave. Be brave. I've done all I can. Apartments.com, the place to find a place. Nope.
At Domino's, we've heard in focus groups that some people don't love our classic crust.
Too doughy.
It's not thin enough.
So here's another pizza.
All the ingredients come together.
And so what if I told you this was Domino's?
Good for Domino's, for real.
Introducing Domino's New York style pizza. Try it tonight.
Pet parents can save more this summer at PetSmart with lower prices on hundreds of items store-wide. And right now, save $10 when you spend $35 on select toys. Anything for you. PetSmart. Anything for pets.
Welcome back to Omaha. Bottom 2, the Volunteers up 4-0 over Florida State. And Xander Sechrist back out on the mound. We talked to him earlier this week and got to chat about his mom, Lori. He grew up in a single-parent household, so mom's the one who taught him his dance moves, helped him with his personality. Guys, gets all of that from her. And most importantly, she's the one who put him into baseball. He couldn't say enough good things about mom and what she's meant to him, guys.
Yeah, Danny, it's so beautiful to hear Xander Sechrist talk about his mother. He said, I'm a goofy guy, and I'm a mama's boy. I'm not afraid to say that.
Nothing wrong with that. Sechrist, I tell you what, he's an interesting story. The story goes that when he was 2 years old, he broke his right arm. He was really right-handed, and when he broke his arm, I guess they put a ball in his left hand, and he never looked back, became a left-handed pitcher.
Told us he was on the changing table. Me, my mom, my dog Dalton, he said. Mom told the dog to stay. She had to grab some diapers. He said, well, the dog stayed, but I decided to see if I could fly. Jaime Ferrer lines out at Billy Amick, and Sechrist has an out in the bottom of the second, and it looks like some stress for Lori today.
A little less stress when the line drives go right at the fielders. Not much you can say about that, but good fortune. A rocket off the bat of Jaime Ferrer goes right at Billy Amick. It's a pitch and an out in the book, right, Ben?
It's an out. You'll take him any way you can get him when you get to the College World Series.
So 1 away after 104 off the bat. Now Daniel Cantu, 6-hole first baseman, USF transfer, 23-year-old who spent 4 years there with the Bulls, and now a great year with the Seminoles. Ball and a strike for Cantu. 3 for 11 here, a couple of walks. Yesterday was 2 for 3. A couple backside singles, a sac fly, and a walk. Popped up in foul ground toward the Florida State dugout, and Stark can't get there.
A lot of ground to cover here, Ben. You got, this is really Cal Stark's ball. Billy Amick was playing over, and so, you know, the wind's playing tricks with it. He's got to find the dugout. Looks like he stops, thinking maybe this ball's going to come back to him. And you would think with the wind direction and the way the ball usually does come back when it gets close to the dugout that it would have, but that ball, for whatever reason, kept its plane, and Cal Stark just comes up a few feet short.
So it gives Daniel Cantu another chance with 1 out and the base is empty. Hey, for exclusive coverage of today's game enhanced with our umpire cam, check out Upcast, available on ESPN+. Looks like this. outside and a full count. This is Florida State's largest deficit that they have faced throughout the entirety of the NCAA tournament. Previous high was trailing by 3 runs Friday against Tennessee. Down 4 here. Good breaking ball.
That's Xander Sechrist at his best right there. You just don't know what you're going to get from him. No such thing as a fastball count. 3-2 count, you kind of thinking maybe I might get the heater, but instead he takes one of his 2 breaking balls and watch this ball just sweep. Starts it inside, just works it nice and slow to the outside part.
69, Ben. You just don't see a lot of breaking balls in college baseball anymore.
This dude can pitch, man. I'm just telling you, he can pitch. I love the way he changes arm slots, the ability to use his off-speed pitch when he gets in fastball counts.
And then 88 right there looks a little different.
Yeah, and his fastball is sneaky. Like you talk to the hitters about him, they'll tell you the ball just kind of jumps on you a little bit. Even though it's 88, it plays a little bit better than that. I mean, 39 of his 66 strikeouts have come on the fastball, and it's really a below average velocity fastball.
2-0 to Alex Lodies, the transfer shortstop. And you guys said he's been so good recently. Probably their best over the last few weeks coming into this one today. Goes back to 6 shutout against South Carolina to finish the regular season. And he issues the walk here to Alex Lodies with 2 away. Then had 6 innings, 2 runs of work in the SEC tournament against Vandy. And then game 3 of the Super on that Sunday against Evansville. 6 1/3, a career high for him. And just an unearned run where he didn't walk anyone.
This team's been really good in game 3s, and he's a huge reason because of it. Especially here down the stretch. He has been extra locked in and really given them length. Early he was getting them off to good starts. Lately it's been length.
Here's 45 in your program, 3 in your hearts. Drew Farreau with 2 outs and Lodies aboard. Farreau, the UCF transfer, Tallahassee native. Football star as well in his days at Florida High School. Quickly, 0-2 and a back pick. Nearly got Alex Lodies, and Cal Stark will do that a ton.
He can throw. Tony Vitalo says that somebody needs to give Cal Stark an opportunity at the next level. Like, he really thinks he's that kind of guy. Defensively as good as anybody back there. Boy, he can do this. That's from a knee, just a bullet down to Blake Burke.
0-2. Line down the line, foul.
It's a really interesting delivery from Sechrist. You know, he's got the hat curled up in the back because the thing comes off of him half the game because of this head snap that he's got. Ben, would you call that a unique way that he finishes his pitches with how hard his head snaps?
Yeah, normally you don't want a big head snap because what happens when you have a big head snap, you jerk your shoulder from time to time.
Christian Moore bobbles and sails it. Lodies to third, throw to second, and they get Farreau. What looked like a golden stroke of help for Florida State turns into the end of the inning.
Well, how about that, right? The inning started with a rocket right at Billy Amick, and it finishes with an E4 that turns into a 3-6. Christian Moore bobbles. He's going to take it himself. Then he throws it away. The ball bounces right back to Blake Burke. Blake Burke peaks. He knows he's got time, and he's got a very strong arm. And he finishes it off. You talk about a good break for Tennessee. What looked to be disaster turns into a play that gets them off the field. Credit Blake Burke for throwing this strike right here.
Ultimate pool party sale at Family Leisure. Pools $29.99 installed. Huge savings on in-ground pools. All the supplies at guaranteed lowest prices. Sun lounger, shade solutions, spas at unbeatable prices. Add the finishing touch. Ultimate pool party sale going on right now at Family Leisure.
Get 3.9% APR for 48 months plus $500 purchase allowance on most 2024 Cadillac CT4 and CT5 models.
Ultimate pool party sale at Family Leisure. Pools $29.99 installed. Huge savings on in-ground pools. All the supplies at guaranteed lowest prices. Sun loungers, shade solutions, spas at unbeatable prices. Add the finishing touch. Ultimate pool party sale going on right now at Family Leisure.
How about the reaction of Xander Seeger's mother, Lori, on a play that sent the emotions on a roller coaster?
That's so good.
Let's go down to Danny Wexelman.
Mike, thanks so much. Tony Vitello with me, Xander Seacrest. He's been here a couple of times. It's his first chance to pitch in Omaha. What's he meant to this program?
A ton. I mean, he's embodies exactly what you want out of a guy. He's kind of a Boy Scout off the field, or just a great kid in the locker room, a phenomenal teammate, and then he's a good little competitor out there on the field, too.
How about Kavaris Tears getting the start in center field? What was your reaction to the catch?
He reminded me of Ken Griffey Jr. I forget the name of Detroit Tigers' old stadium, but it literally looked exactly like a catch Ken Griffey Jr. Y'all need to pull that up. It was pretty good.
Yeah, we will do that. Thanks, Tony.
Okay, thank you.
Mike.
Historian as well, Tony Vitello.
Tony trying to produce now.
Yeah.
What we got?
Well, we got Bill Palladino.
I think I remember that catch. I think Ken Griffey went up over the wall at Old Tiger Stadium.
Gosh,
out right center field.
They all run together. I'm trying to remember the one in Tiger Stadium.
1998, if my memory serves, or if my Google search is accurate. This is stroke to center by Hunter Ensley right at Max Williams. Well, this isn't Tony Vitello producing, but this is Bill Palladino producing, and a couple great catches in the outfield.
Hunter Ensley leaves his mark right there. The eye black ends up on center field. Face first into the wall, and then Kavaris Tears loses his hat, loses his glasses, but somehow hangs on to the baseball. Two different players, two different parts of the field, but both incredible catches.
4-0 Tennessee, top three, with one out for Tears, who reached on a fielder's choice roller at second his first time, facing Brennan Oxford, who's still out there. They kind of limited what Ensley did in practice yesterday. Training staff said don't go full speed. And with so much room in the outfield, they didn't know if they would put him out there today. Chose not to, DHing Ensley. So Tears, as you guys said, slides over from right, makes a fine play.
Well, you know, he's not in center field, so obviously that'll limit his chances. You can always run for him if it's late and you feel like you have to have that run, but just having his bat and the veteran presence in the lineup, they felt like was worth, even if he's 75–80%.
The reactions from teammates to the Ensley catch were just incredible. Drew Beam said he was dumbfounded. Said it would have been a triple or an inside the Parker. Kirby Connell said he really put his life on the line for us. And they said, well, I wouldn't say life. Put his body on the line. It's not like he's dead. As Kirby can only joke. Nate Snead's reaction was holy cuss word. In those words, exactly. Fun group. Tony was also trying to get on the people who are in charge of top 10 plays.
Yeah.
He said, how was that 10th out of your guys' rankings?
Trying to produce Sports Center too.
Fell back.
It'd be interesting to see tonight. We got another outfielder here at the College World Series dealing with a hamstring, Jace Laviolette from Texas A&M. What can they get out of their star outfielder tonight, who's dealing with a similar injury to Ensley?
Yeah, you got to have that bat in the lineup.
DH him?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. Two gone for Oxford here in the third.
Well, Oxford's doing just what he needs to do, and he needs a zero here. He's got to find a way to draw a line in this sand on his high-powered Tennessee offense. Gets a weak fly ball by Ensley. Just another fastball, almost like a two-seamer there. That ball looked like it came back in. Pretty good pitch.
Another crazy high spin rate on that heater at better than 2,600 for Brennan Oxford. Ben told you about 2,280 is the big league average on a four-seam fastball. So he's got 2 outs here in the 3rd, and it brings up the freshman shortstop Dean Curley. Grounded to second his first time. That's down and away with a changeup. For Brennan Oxford, this has been far and away the best year of his career. I told you 3 seasons at Wake Forest and now year 2 with Florida State. The guy originally from Durham, New Hampshire. Misses the back door and it's 2-1. That is down and Curley lays off. 3-1. Ball's up by 4. Got 3 in the first and 1 in the second. 1 win away from the best of 3 finals. Full count. Middle game of 3 games today here at Charles Schwab Field in Omaha because of weather last night. 3-2. Curley on the ground left side and Lodi's throws on the run to make it a 1-2-3. Hunter Ensley on Sunday was spectacular with his catch. Listen.
Full of flame grilled layers. Meet the new Philly, it's stacked with flavor. Juicy beef and melty cheese. All these toppings will make you say sheesh. BK, have it your way.
You 50 years with my best friend.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty absorbs spills like a sponge and is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
You must be Isaac. Come on in. Here's my pride and joy.
Beautiful stair renovation, sir.
And they're covered with your home and auto bundle with Progressive, so you get round-the-clock protection.
So is Gabby coming down?
Oh, she said she'll meet you at the prom.
From cooking schools to curated restaurants or late-night eats. With thousands of unique dining experiences, anything's on the menu with Marriott Bonvoy.
Recipes. Recipes written by hand and lost to time are now being analyzed and restored using the power of Dell AI.
As hard as you can run into the wall, both of those right there. I don't think you could hit any harder than that. Matter of fact, there's still some eye black out there. Hunter Ensley, there's what came off of his face when he went face first into the wall.
So now we know the eye black doesn't get cleaned on walls between games.
Now we know. Huge information.
Yeah, in case you were wondering.
Yes.
Yeah, I know you don't leave a stone unturned.
Huge.
Bottom 3, Florida State down by 4 in a must-win scenario, and the hit dog Jackson West has another. After 4 hits yesterday out of the 9-hole, the Tallahassee native and Alabama transfer is on with the first hit off Xander Seekers.
Well, Jackson West has found another gear here in Omaha. Now 5 hits in his last 6 trips, and that's called controlling the angle of the barrel. A fastball up Don't lose your barrel under plane. Flat as a pancake to the back of that baseball. And West stays red hot. And here you go for Florida State. 9-hole on. Now that's dangerous top of the order.
That begins with Max Williams. Opposite way, down the line in left. Dreiling to the corner, can't get there. West goes to third on a double from Williams. And just like that, suddenly in the third, the Noles are in business.
Here we go here. And Jackson West does it again. I mean, he's hitting the 9-hole, but he has been so good at getting on base and base hits to roll it right back over the top. And then Max Williams comes up and watch this swing here, Berkey. Trying to get the ball to the outside part of the plate, and that's an outstanding swing right there. That's almost like he was looking for the ball on the outside part. Hands go first, the barrel behind it. This ball slicing towards the line on Dylan Dreiling. So second and third, and nobody out for the Noles here in the bottom of the third.
Only 3 pitches into this bottom of the third. And now 2 out there for Cam Smith. Projected first rounder who arrived here in Omaha as the nation's leader in hits. Takes off the back door, ball 1 after he reached on an error by Dean Curley back in the first. Called a strike. Cam Smith 2 for 12 here in Omaha. Has walked 4 times, and Link Jarrett said to us this morning, we can get Smith and James Tibbs 2 and 3 in our lineup going. That'd be a big help. The offense has been great despite that.
And they need them right here, right? I mean, you're in an elimination game. You got your 2 dudes up, runners in scoring position. You're already down 4. You know you just have to make an answer at some point. And it doesn't get much better than this if you're a Florida State fan.
No, you take what the defense.
With 2 dudes on.
Take what defense gives you, right? Middle infield playing back, just like that. So that'll play to run or
Curley to the plate. Tag applied. And West is out. Not sure how great a jump he got from third on that high chopper that Ben you thought was going to turn into a run.
Yeah, he hesitated at third base. You could see the ball right back to the pitcher, but for me, the ball took a high hop. There was no way Sechrist is going to get the ball. Watch the hesitation. See, he's got to go back just a little bit, and that was just enough time. And there's a big arm by Dean Curley out at shortstop, and no chance at all for Jackson West to score. He's out by 10 feet.
Well, and you got to give Curley a bunch of credit because he clearly saw West get a bad jump out of the corner of his eye and had the guts to, he could have easily taken the easy one, but the guts to throw that ball home, and he puts it right on the money. Man, what a mistake on the bases by the Noles.
So now James Tibbs with 1 out. What are the hard and fast rules of this scenario, Bert?
Well, you're freezing back to the pitcher, but you have to read the hop, and the hop is so high, the pitcher's never catching that ball, right? So the third base's coach has told you what balls you're going on, what balls you're not. And so he'll always say freeze back to the mound, but that's on a ball that the pitcher can actually catch, and that certainly wasn't one of them.
Tibbs bouncer to first, to the bag. Burke's throw. Just like that, the inning's over. Run did not score in time. It didn't appear.
Well, that's a killer. That is a killer right there for Florida State. Second and third, nobody out. You get a bad read from third base. You're thrown out at home. And then Blake Burke does the rest right here. An outstanding pitch by Sechrist. Blake Burke gets it on 1 hop. Here we go. Watch him step on the bag real quick. A quick dart down. Is he out?
Tag applied first. Wow.
Yep.
All right, so.
Ooh, carne asada.
It's carne asada. That's what I said. Carne asada.
Carne.
Carne. Carne. But with more flavor. Carne.
Carne.
Try saying it like this. Juicy carne asada.
Carne asada. Carne. I did it. And you rolls.
Okay, ideas. Where are we going?
I got one. I got one. What about a comedy show?
I've seen you. I've swiped on you. No.
Oh, I got an idea.
I feel hungry.
Let's go.
Whatever your vibe,
Tacos.
Definitely tacos.
find it in the all-new, all-hybrid Camry. Toyota, let's go places.
At Denny's, get delicious value all day long starting at $5.99 with the all-day Diner Deals value menu. From early morning to late at night, come enjoy the Super Slam, the juiciest cheeseburger, all-you-can-eat pancakes, and more. The all-day Diner Deals, only at Denny's.
As a base runner from third, Max Williams got to be doing what?
You got to run through the plate. Like there's nothing to look at. You're not a spectator. He gets caught watching the play at second base, and he's a half step short of scoring.
So it stays 4-0, and Link Jarrett's with Danny Wexelman.
Mike, thank you so much. Coach Max Williams going home. What'd you see on that play?
Well, on the ground ball, Jackson West, I think he anticipated that the pitcher may be able to grab that, and he hesitated, and he did that. He found himself in trouble, and Max had moved from second toward third, so I think Jackson was just in a little bit of trouble there. We're back up against it a little bit right now. We need to get some length. If Ox can keep going, that's good. We have some other nice pieces in the pen, and offensively, we just have to stick with it. Now, clearly, when you're second, third, nobody out, you need to deliver there, and we didn't. So we're backing ourselves into a corner, but with the offensive firepower, you're never out of it. We just need to settle and steady this thing a little bit, and hopefully we can keep the good at-bats coming.
How much length are you looking for from Oxford?
I think he can probably give us 20 or 25 more pitches. Is it catch, I'll throw 100, I don't care. So, but we have to keep in mind kind of his health and what he can give us. I know he's out there as a senior and wants to just keep going, so we're going to give him that chance. We just have to make sure the stuff looks right and he physically feels okay doing it.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Danny.
Mike.
All right, Link Jarrett with his team down 4-0 in the top of the fourth after the Noles come up empty in the bottom of the third, and the entirety of that inning happened in 9 pitches. The last 3 outs came in just 6 pitches. He answered the first play on what Jackson West was seeing, and kind of goes back to what you said, Berkey, about the read. But then Max Williams, I mean, especially if there's a throw from Burke to the plate, you'd really want to be sprinting through home.
Yeah, to me, as soon as the ball's hit, if I was at third, I would be scared Burke was coming home. So I'd have been flying just to make sure, I don't get tagged out if he decides to go home. Once he goes to second base, it was clear Max Williams just got caught. And, man, that replay was very close from him stepping on the plate to that tag being made. And all he's got to do is just take one more firm stride.
It's almost like Max Williams, when the ball didn't come home, then he kind of broke it down a little bit, and that was just enough to call it. Because if he touches the plate, obviously, before the tag is made, Florida State gets a run there.
Correct. Boy, these margins are so close on a lot of these plays. Reese Chapman floats one towards short, and Alex Lodi's backs up for the first out.
So here's a look at just how close it is at the plate. Max Williams at the bottom, Cam Smith at the top. And what is he? He's a half stride short. He's in the batter's box as that tag is being made. And you can clearly see he pulls up, a couple strides short of full throttle there before he scores. There was the tag out at second base after the error by Moore, right? You had the ball that Tears takes away at the wall early in the ball game. I mean, man, there's some plays that definitely could have gone a different way in this ball game here early.
Where's Zapruder making down every single stride, and we got the beach balls out there, far from our world in the outfield. One of the many sights at the College World Series in Omaha. We haven't had that many beach balls on the field here. We do get a stop here.
You just spoke that into existence.
That's on me, everybody. That's on me. I'll wear that.
Clearly your fault.
That thing's not going to last long. Won't be long. That one will be out there, too.
In the top of the fourth. Part of 3 games today here at the College World Series. Florida and Texas A&M still to come tonight. 1-0 on Cal Stark out of the 9 spot. Struck out on a good heater from Brennan Oxford his first time. Again, we're down to 4 teams in the country. And if Tennessee wins this, and if Texas A&M were to win tonight, we would know that they'll be the last 2. And that means a best of 3 that starts Saturday for the national championship. Florida and Florida State trying to prevent that. Bouncer foul. And lost in that. Credit Blake Burke for a great play as well.
He's already had 2 really good throws.
Yeah.
Game 1, when these two teams played each other, there was a couple plays he'd like to have back, but he has been really good to this point on defense in this one.
Up high, 3-1. That's a walk. 1 out free pass to the 9-man Cal Stark, and the lineup turns over. Well, scheduled for 7 o'clock Eastern time, but thereabouts. We will get started with Texas A&M and Florida, who broke out in a big way with the bats. Changed up the lineup, put Jack Caglione in the leadoff spot, and they went to work.
Yeah, I'd say Brody Donay has arrived.
Yeah, 1 down the right field line and 1 a mile down the left field line. 2 long ones for him.
7 in the first for the Gators today.
118 miles an hour off Donay's bat to left field. Christian Moore is not impressed with that as he stands in. A walk, a single, and 2 of the 4 runs scored for Moore out of the leadoff spot for the Vols. So you got Moore hitting leadoff, and now Jack Caglione hitting leadoff as well.
You better be sharp early.
Couple projected top 15 picks. Again, we told you new mock drafts today just dropped from Kylie McDaniel. He's got Simo, as he's known, going 12th to the Red Sox. Does that feel right based on what you've seen this season and recently?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't start the year there, but clearly he's climbed up the draft boards, and why not after the numbers he put up, especially in SEC play alone against the best competition, as Berkey mentioned earlier, Triple Crown winner in SEC play alone.
Well, you got premium offense in the middle of the field, and that's why they're talking about Weatherholt and Bazana going first. Again, you never know posturing this time of year. Like, is that real? But a couple of the mocks lately have Weatherholt going first, and there's always economics involved. But Travis Bazana right up there. Why? Offense in the middle of the field is what so many of these teams covet. Well, I'd say this is offense in the middle of the field.
1-2 is up high, 2-2 on Moore.
Now, both of those guys hit left-handed, and obviously Moore right on right, but you know, I think he's positioned himself to be certainly in the top 15 picks, and you just never know with the way he's performed here in Omaha how that'll keep rising.
It was neat talking to Tony Vitello about the development over the career of Christian Moore, and Blake Burke too. He said it takes the right amount of patience and attitude to make the freshman year work, where you're not a full-time starter for both those guys, even though they were productive as freshmen. And then the way Tony put it, you kind of get what you want, what you ask for as sophomores. And maybe for both of them at every single time didn't go exactly the way they wanted, but boy, they've had big junior seasons.
Well, that crazy 22 team, these two platooned at DH, Burke and Moore.
Yeah.
And hit over 20 home runs combined in their time, and I think they batted like 8th. Like, that's just how crazy that team was from a talent standpoint. But yeah, like you said, then the next year it's like, hey, this is your team. We need y'all to lead, and it took them a while to grow into that role.
70th pitch from Oxford is fouled off again.
Yeah, what you guys are talking about too, you got a kid from California and Blake Burke, right? You got a kid from Brooklyn, New York, and Christian Moore, Berkey, and you and I were talking about this, and when I asked Christian Moore about it, he said, listen, I'm the chiller of the two. I'm not the chiller of the two, Blake Burke is, right? And so for me, I get a little more aggressive, and Blake calms me down, but I light the fire under that guy, and they've been together since their freshman year. There's only 4 of them left in their class, and those two bounce off each other. They mean a lot to one another. With their different styles, they're from different coasts, but it all works out.
And they've been hitting 1-2 this season for the #1 team in the country. 2-2 inside.
Yeah, neat story, right? One from the right coast, one from the left. One plays second, one plays first. One bats first, one bats second. Here's what's true about both of them. Scary when they're in the box.
Christian Moore 13 times this year has homered with 2 strikes. Sprays this one down the right field line into the corner. Christian Moore continues to hit. Cal Stark gets waved around third, and he will score on a triple from Christian Moore.
Boy, this is so good. How good is this? 2-strike count, letting the ball travel, letting it get there. And Christian Moore just absolutely lets it get as deep as he can. Fastball, inside-out swing, and I mean a bullet the other way. Protecting against something off speed, but still quick enough to get to the fastball. It got down all the way into the corner. Kyle Stark from first base would score all the way around he goes. Simo ends up at third with an RBI triple, and the balls just keep tacking on.
.72 pitches for Brennan Oxford. When Link Jarrett answered Danny's question, it mapped out to 73 to 78. He will go left on left here with Blake Burke with the infield in for Florida State. Down by 5. Swing and a miss to start. So we talk about that 1-2 punch, and Blake Burke presumably loved it from Christian Moore. With Moore at third. Another breaking ball. Those have been some of the better ones from Oxford.
Yeah. Need to throw that one again.
Set up pitch first, or just go right back to it?
I'd go right back to it. The way he swung at that, I mean, he didn't see it at all. Now, I don't think I'd throw it for a strike. You got to get it off the outside edge. Maybe something that starts in the zone and drifts off the outside part. There you go.
That works, and Oxford strikes out Blake Burke, and there's 2 gone.
It's all about reading bats, right? And when I see a guy swing at my breaking ball like that, it tells me he just didn't see it at all. Like, he's not seeing it. So why waste the pitch? Go right back to it again. Now, that was the perfect breaking ball. He had it in the zone a long time and worked it off the outside edge. A big strikeout for Brennan Oxford.
When you hear the stroke by Billy Squire, it means Billy Amick will not face Brennan Oxford. 5th-year senior emptied the tank in 3 outings here in Omaha, giving him 75 pitches today for a Florida State pitching staff that needed arms to step up here today against Tennessee. Oxford departs. Christian Moore has 2 of the 3 triples here in Omaha. We talked about the 1-2 punch, and Blake Burke loves what he sees from Christian Moore. And Tennessee here in Omaha.
My moderate to severe plaque psoriasis held me back. Now with Skyrizi, I'm all in with clearer skin.
Things are getting clearer. I feel free to bear my skin, yeah, that's on me. Nothing is everything. Whoa.
With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months, and most people were clearer even at 5 years. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to.
Now's the time. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
And done.
Can we just call my dad now? Gorilla Glue.
Of course.
Gorilla Glue is incredibly strong and versatile, even outdoors, for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Ooh, carne asada. It's carne asada. That's what I said. Carne asada.
Carne.
Carne. Juicy carne asada.
Carne asada. Carne. I did it. And you use rolls. You don't roll on rolls.
back to the NCAA Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. For more info on the College World Series, go to ncaa.com. Your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Next up for Florida State is Joe Charles, fifth-year senior from Florida. Began his career at North Carolina back in 2020. Had a lower body injury there. Injuries as well at Florida State, but this year he's been able to pitch a lot for the Noles.
Yeah, he's been a big part of their bullpen for sure, making his 30th appearance of the year. 29 innings of work for him. Fastball's going to be 93, and he'll show you a 94, 95 from time to time. Slider, changeup, and a curveball, so two different breaking balls. That slider of his is definitely his best pitch. Swing and miss about 42%. Running third, 2 out.
Yeah, and you got a guy in Amick that swings at as many first pitches as anybody in the country. So Charles's pitch is the slider. Amick is swinging. I'd be shocked if this isn't a breaking ball here to start this at bat.
Yeah, and if you're Amick, you're probably sitting on a breaking ball here.
You guys are both right. To start out from Joe Charles to Billy Amick. A single his last time that came off his bat, 111 miles an hour to the pull side, with more on another slider. Before this year, the last 2 seasons for Joe Charles at Florida State, through just 3 innings. Back in 2022, made 2 appearances before undergoing Tommy John surgery. And then over a year later, he returned, but soon after got shut down with some discomfort in his arm. So it's been a real feel-good story for Florida State and for Joe Charles to see him able to contribute so much. And he's called this the most enjoyable year of baseball in his life. Trying to lead more at third. Once upon a time, Joe Charles, a big blue chip recruit for North Carolina, coming out of Celebration, Florida, and now here in Omaha. Full count, and Moore stays put.
That's the only heater we've seen right there, 94, but usually you see with some of these guys that specialize with that breaking ball bullpen, they'll throw you a fastball, and it's kind of like that, either perfect or a ball, because really they just want to speed you up to get back to that breaker. Guesses that's what we get right here.
No doubt.
A hanger, and it's lifted to left center field with Williams back to make the catch. Billy Amick just missed, adding on. Joe Charles leaves a man at third. We go to the bottom of the 4th in Omaha next.
Welcome to Fandom 101. The only feeling better than going yard in front of thousands of screaming fans? Being one of those screaming fans. It's all part of the curriculum. The NCAA Men's College World Series, June in Omaha, Nebraska. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your tickets today at ncaa.com/MCWS. Class dismissed.
Ultimate pool party sale at Family Leisure. Pools $29.99 installed. Huge savings on in-ground pools. All the supplies at guaranteed lowest prices. Sun lounger, shade solutions, spas at unbeatable prices. Add the finishing touch. Ultimate pool party sale going on right now at Family Leisure.
Right up those sights. What you doing? Hey. This is why Daddy locks his gun.
Ultimate pool party sale at Family Leisure. Pools $29.99 installed. Huge savings on in-ground pools. All the supplies at guaranteed lowest prices. Sun lounger, shade solutions, spas at unbeatable prices. Add the finishing touch. Ultimate pool party sale going on right now at Family Leisure.
Day 6 in Omaha at the Men's College World Series. Florida State's got to win to stay alive, trying to force a winner-take-all against Tennessee tomorrow. Whereas if the Vols win, they head to the finals. Best of 3 series that starts on Saturday against either Texas A&M or Florida. Who already won today and will come back tonight and play again. After knocking out Kentucky, they will get the Aggies. Bottom 4 for Florida State, with Marco Dinges, the cleanup man, leading off against Xander Sechrist. Ben McDonald, Chris Burke, Danny Wexelman. I'm Mike Monaco with our entire crew behind the scenes. Dinges pulls this left field. Dreiling turns around and makes the catch. Dinges has been robbed twice.
Tell you what, I don't think that Dylan Dreiling got a very good read on this ball. We saw Amick's ball hang up to end the last inning. Watch Dreiling, kind of a pause. Then he turns his back to the infield and is able to close that thing off, running into the wall. It's a pause to read exactly the height and the angle of the ball, and then the athleticism to finish it off. And as Tennessee outfielders keep running into the wall, making plays, their pitching staff has to be happy.
Walls, aren't they?
It's a team defense for Tennessee that ranks 2nd in the country in defensive runs saved, according to our friends at 643 Charts. Looking the part in the outfield here in Omaha across 3 games. So 1 away in the bottom of the 4th, and Florida State can't catch a break there for Dinges. And now Jaime Ferrer. He lined out sharply to 3rd, back into 2nd.
So if there's a good teammate in that Florida State, somebody go give that man a hug. Like that dude. He hits a ball off the Creighton sign 403 feet to right center for an out, and then he just hit a ball 350 feet for an out with a left field wall.
Ferrer skies this one into left. Dreiling calls off Curley, and 2 outs. Yeah, so the Dinges ball right there to left was 106. We had the one to right center unofficially at 111.
And they both hit the middle. They would have hit the middle of the wall. 0 for 2. Man.
And look, there have been some self-inflicted wounds for Florida State, but also on the throw that got away from more. There's Karam that comes right back to Tennessee to nab Ferreau at 2nd, and hard contact that has turned into outs instead of hits for the Noles. So bases empty, 2 outs for Daniel Cantu. Struck out after running the count full his first time in the 2nd. Big piece of the culture of this group, Daniel Cantu, originally from Jacksonville, and now with this team here in Omaha.
Xander Sechrist just keeps doing his thing. Strike 1, staying out of the middle part of the plate, moving that fastball in and out. Won't see him elevate too much. He's not a kind of a north-south guy. It's more east and west with him.
He told us his career's been a roller coaster, but I feel like I'm getting out there and people know who I am a little bit. Dots a fastball on the edge to cap a 1-2-3-4.
Yeah, he's got Cantu twice, once swinging and once looking. You can't throw a fastball any better than this, folks. 2-strike count, trying to get to the outside part. Look where Cal Stark is. Says, lefty, give it to me right here on the corner. And that's knocking a little paint off the plate right there.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. And get access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
It'll be raining cats and dogs again. Time to waterproof with Gorilla.
Waterproof with Gorilla? Yeah! Gorilla Waterproof Patch and Seal.
Of course.
Spray it, tape it, spread it, brush it to stop and prevent leaks. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
With so many choices on Booking.com, there are so many Tina Feys I could be. So I hired body doubles.
Mountain climbing Tina at a cabin. Or tree climbing Tina at a beach resort.
Nice. Booking.com, Booking.yeah.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, and I saved hundreds.
With all the money I saved, I thought I'd buy stilts. Being so tall definitely has its advantages.
Oh, wow.
Here you go, kiddo.
Thanks.
Hi, honey. Ready to go?
Yep. There it is. There it is. There we go. I guess it also has some disadvantages.
Yes, it does.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
On this week's Sunday Night Baseball presented by Capital One, Pete Alonso and the streaking Mets wrap up a 3-game series against Cody Bellinger and the Cubs at Wrigley. Coverage starts at 6 Eastern here on ESPN with the Baseball Tonight Sunday Night Countdown. What a beautiful shot of Charles Schwab Field in the heart of Omaha.
Place is beautiful, isn't it? We got ourselves a fantastic crowd here this afternoon as well.
Strapping in for round 2 between Tennessee and Florida State, 2 of the top 8 teams in the country and 2 of the last 4 standing at the College World Series. Packed concourse. Dylan Dreiling against Joe Charles. Grooves in a good fastball in 93. Reminder, another game coming tonight. Texas A&M 1 win away from the finals. Florida stayed alive earlier today with a big offensive showing. Got to beat them twice. Packing 3 games into today.
That's a full day of baseball right there.
Yeah.
You got to love it. Are you kidding me? The 3 games we got on the docket today.
Not as good as it gets. Strike 3 called on Dreiling. And 2 up, 2 down for Charles since he came on in the 4th.
Fastball, slider, and then finished with a fastball. You can tell Dylan Dreiling was not looking for the heater right down the gut right here. Sitting on something off speed, he gets caught looking. This is exactly what Joe Charles needs to do. He needs to find a way to stack a few zeros, preferably 2 or 3 of them in a row, and give his high-powered offense a chance to climb back in this ball game.
He's now facing Hunter Ensley, who had an RBI single in the 1st and then flew out to center in the 3rd, and he bullets one right at Cam Smith on the line. 2 gone.
Boys are barreling up some balls today, aren't they?
Two talented offenses. There's going to be some loud contact. You just hope it goes at where your defense is standing. We've seen a few of those here this afternoon.
The 2 best offenses in the NCAA tournament, these 2 teams right here, both averaging over 10 runs per game and both hitting some home runs. Tennessee 30 homers in the NCAA tournament. Florida State's number 2.
Breaking ball to start out Kavares Tears. 3rd trip to the plate, reached on a fielder's choice ground ball to second, and then struck out his last time. He's had a very good showing in Omaha. Guy who's had a breakout season, 2nd team All SEC. Redshirted as a true freshman 2 years ago. Only got 56 ABs last year. We showed you his parents the other day, including Father Roderick, Mother Alicia as well. Ben McKee wrote a great story covering the Vols. His parents would still travel to many games, even when Kavares wasn't playing. And Roderick, his dad, said, we just wanted to support him. Hey, you're not a failure if you're not in the lineup. Right now, it's just not your time. And then he's had this wonderful 3rd season on the team in Knoxville.
Well, it's a big part of this Tennessee story. Dylan Dreiling and Kavares Tears waiting their turn. Last year in the outfield, it was Christian Scott and Jared Dickey. And these 2 guys just waited, and they worked while they waited, and boy, has it shown this year. Imagine having these 2 guys on their bench. But it was Dickey and Scott's time. Of course, Ensley was out there as well.
Tears now waiting on a 3-2. Bounces it up the middle at Drew Farrow. Ends the inning. Much needed 1-2-3 posted by Joe Charles. Tears retired in the 5th in Omaha.
For years, they competed against each other. But every 4 years, they take on the world. They represent our schools and our country. We are proud to say, Olympians are made here.
These are all keepers.
Store more, share more. Get iPhone 15 Pro on us and get a great deal on iPad and Apple Watch SE. Connect with AT&T.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can it keep me warm when I'm cold?
Wait, no, I'm always hot.
Sleep Number does that. Shop our lowest prices of the season with free home delivery when you add an adjustable base. Sleep Number smart bed starting at $9.99. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
All these games on DirecTV and no satellite on the roof. Think about this. Blue Jays, Cardinals, Orioles. What's missing?
The Andean condor?
No, walnut brain. Pigeons. They'd rather name a team after socks.
To be fair, we're not very athletic.
Well, Xander Sechrist has been doing what he does, spotting that fastball on the outside part of play. A couple around the outside edge, and against the left-handers, he goes right back out there again. So getting ahead with the fastball, and then you know what comes behind that, that good sweeping breaking ball of his. Against the lefties, he'll lose it a lot, and I tell you what, he has been outstanding. Matter of fact, 15 innings now in the NCAA tournament. He has still not allowed an earned run.
Yeah, guys, and Frank Anderson, can't say enough good things about him. Something cool I saw on the workout day. Anderson takes the pitchers out to the mound once they're done with their workout, and he let all of them line up and stand out there. And I asked him yesterday, I said, what was with that? And he said, listen, I want them to go up there and see the background, see what they're going to experience, not go out there for the very first time when they're pitching and have that moment. He's like, I like the psychology behind it. He said, you know, this is important. See how high the mound is. Pitchers are kind of quirky, Ben, you know, so it's nice to get out there and take your time and soak it all in.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, look, we used to do the same thing. I mean, every time you go to a big league ballpark or somewhere or a different mound somewhere, always on workout day, I always like to get up on the mound. And I didn't necessarily throw any balls off the mound, but I wanted to get up there and see the height of it, see what the ground felt like, where the holes were going to be and all that kind of stuff. It just gives you a visual before you step into a game of kind of how you want to see it. Because it's weird, the plate's supposed to be in line with the rubber and all that, but sometimes you get to a ballpark, it feels like it's a little bit different.
Alex Lodies launches the left, but right at Dylan Dreiling for the first out.
I'd never like to take the mound for the first time in a game and not being on that mound before. Now, if you pitched there before and you're familiar with a place that you've been there before, you don't necessarily have to do it, but a new place, I always want to get out of the mound.
Danny used the word quirky. She seemed to target you in that area. Ben, do you think you're quirky?
Danny's very quirky. I don't think I am. I think that's more.
Maybe she was a pitcher.
Are you particular, though, about certain things?
I mean, I think all baseball players are routine-oriented. You know, we like to get into, especially starting pitchers, like we want to get into our groove and what we do and get into a routine. I mean, some people call it superstition. I just call it a routine, a comfort routine of doing what you do. Well, Blake Burke told us that Xander Sechrist is a weirdo in a loving way. He said that. We got the quirky head jerk here.
Watch his head. Yeah, that thing is violent, is it not? That's why he's got a. What do we got with the hat there?
I remembered him in the regional. He had to go switch hats in the middle of the game because every time he threw 5 straight pitches in the regional and the hat came off 5 straight times. So then he calls time and go gets another hat. He puts that one on and it lasts 2 throws. So it's almost like he's got it bent up in the back to kind of tighten it up so it doesn't come off of his head.
Protecting some pretty good hair underneath there as well for Xander Sechrist. Jackson West rolls one at Dean Curley. Burke picks. Oh, that's gorgeous. 6-pitch, 1-2-3 fifth for Xander Sechrist. Mom Lori loves it, and the cheering section for Xander Sechrist. 5-zip balls.
Welcome to our Sunday night booth. To be live on ESPN talking about this mid-game.
Say cheese.
We got to do whatever we can to try to get it done.
Welcome, big-time players.
That guy is a superstar.
Big-time plays.
Oh, my God, he caught it!
Are you kidding me?
And big-time personalities.
Unbelievable!
Start showing off.
Welcome to the show. Mets, Cubs,
Sunday Night Baseball, Sunday at 7 on ESPN.
Psoriasis all over. I couldn't get my hair done.
Then psoriatic arthritis. Cosentyx works on both for me.
People with psoriasis on the scalp have a 4 times higher risk for psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions, severe skin reactions that look like eczema, and an increased risk of infections, some fatal, have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine or plan to, or if IBD symptoms develop or worsen.
Still working for me.
Running a small business means doing it all, from inventory to marketing to anything to everything. All-in-one small business owners need all-in-one connectivity to make it all work. And Spectrum Business is made to work for small businesses. Introducing Spectrum One for Business. One advanced solution with all the connectivity your small business needs for the lowest price. Reliable internet, advanced Wi-Fi with Security Shield, and a free mobile line. All for only $49.99 per month. Spectrum Business, made to work.
Day 6 at the College World Series, and the headlines read like this. We started in crazy fashion with 3 straight walk-offs for the first time. Christian Moore had a cycle, only the second ever, joining Jerry Kindle in 1956. And A&M's pitching, just 3 runs allowed in 2 games, has put them in the driver's seat in their bracket. They got to deal with Jack Caglione, and will he get walked, and if so, how much?
They got to deal with him first. A little tweak to the Gator lineup today has the superstar in the leadoff spot, but really it was about the rest of the crowd today. Yeah, Cags went deep, but Colby Shelton had a big game. Brody Donay was incredible. Heyman had an RBI knock. Like it was a complete offensive display by the Gators.
And they got some pitching too from some guys that didn't have great ERAs coming in. But as we know, when you get in the loser's bracket here, you got to have guys step up. You got to have some production from some guys maybe you didn't get that production from during the regular season. Florida got that on the bump too.
Pierce Capola is career day for the Gators, no doubt.
Guy who entered as a huge prospect. Dean Curley lines out at Daniel Ketsu. There's one gone to start the top of the 6th. Florida side of things, we'll see who they throw. Maybe some Cade Fisher, maybe some Fisher Jameson. Brandon Neely didn't have to pitch in that first game today because of the offense. And he's been about as good as any pitcher in the NCAA tournament.
He's been absolutely nails. Such a weapon for the Gators at the end of that game. And you know, he really kind of shortens it. Now, the Aggies have one of those too in Chris Cortez. So in a way, it almost feels like a 6-inning game, because if one of those 2 guys gets the ball late, it's going to be tough sledding to overcome a multi-run deficit.
That's what Florida State is facing here in a must-win game for the Noles. Tennessee, even if they were to lose, up by 5 right now, would come back tomorrow with a chance. Trying to be one of the last 2 teams standing for the best-of-3 championship series that starts on Saturday. Ball and a strike on Reese Chapman. Ground out to second, popped to short. Good breaking ball there from Joe Charles.
When Joe Charles gets in these counts right here, 2-strike counts, especially 1 ball and 2 strikes, he leans heavily on that slider of his, just about 76% of the time.
Swing and a miss. Charles with a strikeout of Chapman, and there's 2 gone.
And Tennessee knows a scout report, and it's almost like Chapman kind of sitting on a breaking ball right there, and he gets a little elevated heat. You sit and breaking ball of Joe Charles, he's got plenty of heater to get it by you. It's been up to 94. And that's a well-placed fastball on a 1-2 count. Top shelf, right at the top of the zone.
So 2 gone for Charles, who now faces Cal Stark, who was struck out, walked, and scored. Charles, the 3rd different pitcher for Florida State in this game. With pitching thin when you're coming out of the losers bracket after Friday night. And of course, every team deals with injuries, but for Florida State, these are 3 big headliners of arms that they're without and have been, in 2 of those cases, Gavin Adams and Jacob Marlowe, all season. And then Cam Leiter's been out since the end of March. Was their opening day starter, and Link Jarrett thinks he could be a first-rounder next year. Gavin Adams has been up to 101 miles an hour. Looked great in the preseason. And then you saw for Jacob Marlowe, UCF transfer, has been out the entire season. had 2 open heart surgeries.
Well, Leiter and Arnold were as good as anybody in the country, probably the best 1-2 in the country, and that's why Florida State got off to such a great start. The injury to Leiter, certainly a tough one to absorb.
There was a hope that he would come back for regionals. Through a bullpen at the ACC tournament, Memorial Day weekend in Charlotte, looked very good. Was fancying coming back in a relief role to join Jamie Arnold. But then a bullpen after that before the regionals didn't go quite as well, and unavailable these last few weeks. 2-2. Charles strikes out Cal Stark. 7 up, 7 down for Joe Charles since he came on. And Xander Sechrist will go 3rd time through against Max Williams, Cam Smith, and James Tibbs for Florida State.
Fun fact. The person with McDonald's is always the most popular kid in school. And if they save money with the app, they're also the smartest. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
My Lowe's Rewards credit card saves us 5% on the things we need. 5% off, 5% off, 5% off.
And as loyalty members, we get points toward Milo's money for the things we want.
Oh, we want this.
The all-new Milo's Rewards loyalty program is here. Download the app to join, earn, and save today.
We've never spoken, but you've told us many things. That you love stargazing, hate parallel parking, and occasionally your right foot gets a little heavy. The Lexus ES didn't begin in the studio. It began with you.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
Right now, you can get any size of our new Groovy Fries and Groovy Sauce for $1. Wait, who would get the small? Okay, that makes no sense. Get any size Groovy Fry for $1. Live free, eat Sonic.
T-Mobile savings, take 1. Guys, focus. Here's the line. At T-Mobile, you get tons of benefits, and you can still save versus the other guys. Focus.
Hello, T-Mobile.
Oh, that you might want to stop. Just say it like this. At T-Mobile, you can save on every plan, and you get great benefits with Magenta Status.
Magenta Status. Yeah!
I'll show you my Magenta Status. Okay, I'll just do it. Check out the T-Mobile Savings Calculator to see how much you can save. And right now, we'll even pay off your phone when you switch.
Friday night, 8 Eastern on ABC. Don't miss Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final, presented by Geico. You know what it means if you hear that music. Oilers with a 5-3 win last night. Now, can they force a Game 7, or will the Panthers hoist the cup? Find out Friday. Coverage starts with The Point at 7 on ESPN. Bottom 6, Florida State must win to avoid elimination in Omaha. Down by 5, but with the top of the lineup coming, 3rd time through against Xander Sechrist.
Yeah, it feels like Florida State needs to put a run or two on the scoreboard right here. You got top of your lineup coming, and as you mentioned, you're seeing Sechrist for the 3rd time.
Max Williams is grounded to 2nd and had a first pitch double his last time in the 3rd. Pulls this one sharply at 2nd, and Christian Moore makes the play.
Okay, Simo. Been showing off with the bat all week. There's been a couple defensive plays get away from him, but this one right here pretty smooth now. Ball hit 107 miles an hour off the bat. Watch this last hop. Last hop comes up just a touch. A little 360 spin and a flick of the wrist. Another ball barreled up that Tennessee's defense handles with ease.
So one away for Sechrist, who keeps on rolling. He drops in a 73-mile-an-hour breaking ball to Cam Smith.
These are the guys you want to play behind on defense, right? Pitcher like Sechrist going to throw a lot of strikes, going to create a lot of early contact, keep your defense in the game here. Not going to strike out a ton of guys, but he's retired 9 in a row, has Sechrist. He seems to be getting stronger to me. Like the accuracy is pinpoint, still sweeping that breaking ball in there, staying out of the middle of the plate.
0-2 off the edge to Smith. You can tell he's in a groove. He wanted that.
Always like to watch the glove from the center field, see how close the pitcher comes to hitting the glove. That's how you can really tell if a pitcher's on his game when it comes to accuracy.
2-2 on Smith. And we're talking about Florida State injuries. If A.J. Russell doesn't get injured for much of this season for Tennessee, Xander Sechrist might not have had the opportunity to have as big a role in the season he's had. Pins one at the knees to strike out Smith, and there's 2 gone.
This is so good. I mean, folks, this is pitching. Because it's below average fastball when you talk about velocity, but it's above average command. Away, away, away with everything. Get you looking away, and I'll just take 88 and just dot it right to the inside part of the plate. You can't do it any better than that right there. Mom Lori is fired up, and why should she not be?
Now James Tibbs ropes one, foul. Tibbs has popped to short and rolled to first in what ended up being a double play at the end of the 3rd when Florida State missed a huge opportunity to score. This bashing Noles offense so far unable to solve Xander Sechrist, the senior lefty from Georgia. Tibbs towards center, and he will dump that down for a base hit. 2-out single for James Tibbs off Sechrist in the 6th inning.
Nice piece of hitting right there by the ACC Player of the Year. Numbers against lefties much more muted than the insane numbers he's put up against right-handers this year, but that was a professional at bat. Keeping this inning alive for a guy who's hit with probably the worst luck I have seen in a long time in Marco Dingus, and if you're Florida State, you got to feel like you got the right guy up here needing some runs quickly.
Robbed in center by Tiers, and then in left by Dreiling his 2 trips. Sophomore JUCO transfer, who Link Jarrett thinks is a top 5 round talent as a draft eligible sophomore. Did his junior college season in Tallahassee, had been committed to Maryland, but went to Florida State instead. That's a strike. I told you the story about Dingus's battle at this time last year with HLH disease that kept him in a hospital for 43 days. And yet he's had an incredible season for the Noles. Ropes one up the middle, right out more to the bag. And you cannot have 3 at-bats like Dingus that don't turn into anything. 114 off the bat to end the 6th, and Christian Moore will lead it off.
Meet Ron. Ron eats, sleeps, and breathes poops.
Us? Not us.
And there's not a no-look pass, double-double, or a buzzer beater he won't wax poetic on, ad nauseum. But oh, how he can nail a software solution like the best high-screen pick-and-roll you've ever seen. You need Ron. Ron needs a retirement plan. Work with Principal so we can help you help Ron with a retirement and benefits plan that's right for him. Let our expertise round out yours.
We have a deal. Thanks, everyone.
Can you imagine if it was $1 million instead of $1 billion?
We'd be so fired.
No. Check the outer notes.
Oh. Ah, yes. Multiple meetings say billion with a B. We've got this.
Otter, you got this.
First, we did the impossible. Then you ate so many of the impossible that we completely ran out. And now, they're back! The footlong cookie is back at Subway.
This will be the last moment you ever think of soda as being a dirty word. Soda! Because this is Poppy, and Poppy is soda. It tastes like soda, even better than others. It looks like soda, smells like soda, and fizzes like soda. Because it is soda. It will be the soda your kids and grandkids think of when they think of soda. And that's because this soda has none of the bad stuff. Instead, it has all of the flavor. The future of soda is now, and it's called Poppy.
Christian Moore has come up 9 times against Florida State and reached in 8. It all started with his cycle on Friday against Florida State, capped by his home run. And you got to go back to 1956 to find the only other cycle at the Men's College World Series when Heartbreak Hotel came out. Marilyn Monroe had legally changed her name. And oh yeah, the coach, Jerry Kindle, had what had been the only cycle in College World Series history, Danny.
Yeah, it's been really impressive, guys. And when I talked to Christian Moore about a more impactful moment throughout his career with Tennessee, he said it was the exit meeting. And you guys have talked about this after his freshman year, and Tony Vitello and the staff said, listen, you're a leader on this team now. You got to figure out what your leadership style is. And he said that really challenged me and pushed me to want to make sure I knew what I was doing. I could help lead this team get back to Omaha. And you mentioned the cycle. We've all been talking about the cycle, and I had to ask him, hey, who reached out? Who was the best person you heard from? And he mentioned a couple of different people. Jimmy Rollins, one of them. He said, my dad and I used to watch his highlights growing up, watch his games. He meant a lot to me and to a lot of different people. So Jimmy Rollins followed him on Instagram, which was a really big deal, guys.
That's awesome. J-Roll. Love it. What a player he was. Simo making a lot of fans here with the week he's having.
You good? Okay. It was 5 for 6, the cycle, plus an extra double just to stay in shape for Christian Moore. And then in this game against Florida State, walk, single, RBI, triple. So this guy's got 2 triples against Florida State. Before Omaha, didn't have a triple this year. Didn't have a triple last year. And now he's got 2 of them against the same opponent in less than a week.
Well, he's got 2 triples, 2 doubles, and 2 singles. So another homer, he would have the double cycle.
Bounces one left side. Smith recovers for the out. Moore retired, a rarity this week, and there's one gone.
Yeah, Joe Charles doing exactly what he needs to do. He's faced 8 and retired 8. This Florida State offense has not found the secret yet to getting us under Seacrest.
Pitch count's been real manageable as well for Seacrest. But Joe Charles is giving length. Set down all 8 that he's faced. And now we'll try his hand again against Blake Burke. What do we got going on here?
They want the ball. The Tennessee dugout wants the ball. They want the ball thrown in. And off we go.
All right. Couple singles, first 2 trips for Blake Burke, the first 2 innings, then struck out on a curveball in the 4th. And his first look at Charles. The other half of that 1-2 tandem on the right side of the infield and in the order for Tennessee. Number 1 in the country in Omaha for the 3rd time in 4 years. 2-0. How would you pitch Blake Burke, having seen a lot of his swings and at-bats through the years?
Just not one way. I mean, he's too good. You keep serving him balls on the outside part of play, he'll bullet to left field. He can really do that. I think you got to go in, you got to speed the bat up, but you got to work up, down, and of course change speeds.
Carefully.
Careful on that limb.
Well, our pitchers are starting to show us in this one, you can use the inside part of play and have success.
Smacks. Backside. Ferrer on the move, makes the catch, and he crashes into the wall. 2 down.
John Abrams started, and then the bullpen got going early for Florida State. It was Brennan Oxford first, 4 strikeouts. He did give up 2 runs in 3 1/3. But I tell you what, Joe Charles came in behind him, and he has drawn a line in the sand. He has been really good. Fastball up to 94. He's elevated when he's needed to. He has that wipeout slider to go with it. He's been outstanding. He's retired all 9 that he has faced so far.
And if Link Jarrett's offense can find a way to wake up here these last few innings, boy, you'll look back on what Joe Charles for this bullpen has done, keeping Florida State within 5.
If you're going to give up a hard one, make it be to the left side of the field today. The ball is not going anywhere to the backside.
Amick that way, fair ball past Smith down the left field line. Billy Amick's got a 2-out double.
Boy, it felt like a ball that Smith could have made the play on. As tall a third baseman as you will see. Watch, the glove just doesn't quite get there in time. He's got the range to make this play. Maybe just a touch late. That ball just beats him. And Amick gets a 2-out double. The rangy third baseman just missed, making a nice backhand play right there.
Dylan Dreiling takes down the start with Amick at second and 2 outs in the 7th. Walk, strikeout for the All-SEC left fielder. Pulled sharply past the dive of Faroux into right. Amick to the plate. Tibbs throw. Does not get him. 6-0 Tennessee.
Somebody's got to explain this for me. I don't understand why Jackson West, the catcher, went up to receive this ball. Like, when you go up to receive it, you've got no chance at all of making a tag. You cannot move nearly as fast as the ball is moving towards you. Good base hit right here out to right field. Tibbs comes up and just throws a bullet towards home plate. But watch Jackson West, the catcher. There's going to be a play at the plate, no doubt about that. With 2 out, you're sending the runner all day long. But watch Jackson West. He vacates, he comes up. Now, I don't think he would have got him, but still, I don't understand why you go forward to catch a ball like that.
Now the runner on the move, and the throw goes into center. Dreiling to third, and Tennessee remains in business.
Boy, it's interesting. It's an offense that hasn't done much base stealing throughout the course of the year, but we've seen them run here in Omaha, and most of the time they've done it first pitch after a base hit. Dreiling had that base stolen easy and then takes advantage of a poor throw.
0-1 to Hunter. Ensley is squibbed back to the mound, and Charles will just do it himself to end the inning. Run of insurance, we hit the stretch. Tennessee's up 6-0, and Xander Sechrist has been shoving.
These new menu items at Panera are perfect 10s. They're also each under $10. More new sandwiches and salads, more in every bite, and more new options under $10. Enjoy free drinks all summer when you join Panera's Unlimited Sip Club today.
The Tempur-Pedic Breeze makes sleep feel cool. So no more sweating all night or blasting the air conditioning, because the Tempur Breeze feels up to 10 degrees cooler all night long. During our July 4th sale, save $500 on cooling Tempur Breeze mattresses.
Incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, with your home, auto, boat, and RV all bundled with Progressive, you've got the peace of mind to really wander.
Yeah, I just hope it stays this way. Once word gets out about these places, they tend to...
Are you done?
And there it is.
But at least your vehicles are protected. Let's hit the road.
Hey, fam. I am just at this beautiful lake that I just discovered, practicing gratitude, manifesting abundance.
On campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
Welcome back to the NCAA Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. This town, this ballpark, Charles Schwab Field, has been kind to Tennessee in 3 games so far. They've got the lead on Florida State, 6-0 as we start the bottom of the 7th. And Jaime Ferrer lifts one to right at Reese Chapman. When there's been hard contact for Florida State against Xander Sechrist, still hasn't very often turned into hits. Just 3 of them against the senior lefty.
Now you got to give this offense credit on the contact they have made. They have barreled up plenty of balls, but again, the Tennessee outfield defense has been spectacular. And even though the infield defense has had a couple miscues, they've been able to make up for it. And Sechrist just keeps filling up the zone.
Just misses to Daniel Cantu to start out. Tennessee trying to reach the championship round for the 2nd time in the program history. The other was in 1951. Went to the title game against Oklahoma.
The great B.B. Hopkins led the way. Penn, you face him?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
He had a haircut like mine, though, I bet.
How would you describe your haircut?
High and tight. It's kind of like a. It's a flat top, is what it is, but it's just kind of boxed up. You know, it just like makes a nice box. You know, I used to have the old crew cut, and then I got to where I didn't like that, so I wanted more of a box up.
Bullet to right for Daniel Cantu, and that's gone. His first home run in Omaha has Florida State on the board. Not done yet in the 7th.
Well, it was just a matter of time this talented offense was going to put something on the board. So much hard contact. We've talked about it throughout the course of the game. Finally, they got one elevated enough to get it out of here. Cantu with a no-doubter into the right field bullpen. We talked about it. If you're going to get a ball hard in the air, it'll play to right. Left field is pretty tough sledding today, and this ball is launched the second it leaves Cantu bat. Just a beautiful move on a pull-side rocket.
Yeah, one of the few bad breaking balls that Sechrist has thrown all day long. That one just kind of hung right in the heart of the plate.
For a Florida State offense, 6th in the country in home runs with now 130 of them. And they've homered in 19 straight games. Kirby Connell, the left-hander, is up. And Nate Snead starting to throw as well. 71 pitches through 6 1/3. And the customary Florida State curtain call back to a Florida State fan base that traveled so well to Omaha with the Animals of Section B front and center. So run on the board against Sechrist, and now the 7-hitter, Alex Lodies, who has walked and has it fly out to left. Earlier this year, Florida State homered in 21 straight games. Longest streak in program history, and now 19 consecutive. Talked all about their offense coming in. Of the 8 teams in Omaha, Tennessee is the highest average exit velocity. Florida State has the 2nd highest average exit velo.
I would say the eye test agrees with that.
Yep.
We have the data, but the eye test would tell you that too.
Both these teams have just been punishing baseballs. Tennessee averaging 95 miles an hour with its exit velo coming in. Florida State in the same vicinity at 92 plus. The big leagues, 95 is known as hard hit. This is by Lodies. Back to the bullpen and gone. Back to back for the Noles. Within striking distance in the 7th.
This game here just got a little bit more interesting. 131 home runs on the year for the Noles. 97 off the bat, 359 feet. Burke, you said it earlier. If you're going to get out of the ballpark, you're going to get it out toward right center and straight away right field. Both of those balls have easily gotten out. And Tony V's out of that Tennessee dugout.
Yeah, hit it high and let it ride to right field today. Xander Sechrist was fantastic. I'm sure he's disappointed by the way his outing ends, but Florida State making some noise here in the bottom of the 7th.
With his mom, Lori, watching, a senior in Xander Sechrist delivered on the big stage today. 2 home runs off him end his afternoon in Omaha, the place where today Xander Sechrist finally got to pitch in his 4th year with the Vols. He will give way to one of his best friends in the world, Kirby Connell, who comes out for Tennessee with the lead 4 for the Vols. And 2 friends meeting on the mound in Omaha.
For years, they competed against each other. But every 4 years, they take on the world. They represent our schools and our country. We are proud to say, Olympians are made here.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the Turbo Max engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now. Get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Dylan Dreiling, Kavaris Tears, and Reese Chapman on the biggest stage in college baseball in Omaha with #1 Tennessee leading Florida State, #8 in the country, 6-2 in the bottom of the 7th. Xander Sechrist was excellent again, 6 1/3 like he did in the Supers, but touched up for 2 runs here on a couple of home runs back-to-back from Daniel Cantu and Alex Lodis, and he gives the ball off to Kirby Connell.
Yeah, 4-pitch mix for Connell. Everyday Kirby is what he is. Seems like he pitches just about making his 33rd appearance of the year. Fastball, slider, changeup, and a curveball. Probably his best pitch is that slider. 24 of his 46 strikeouts have come on that slider of his.
Back-to-back jacks for Florida State, just like they did yesterday against North Carolina, to make this very interesting. On the ground towards short, and Dean Curley throws out Drew Farrow for out #2 in the 7th.
Connell threw 17 pitches on Friday, 22 pitches on Sunday.
All-time leader in appearances at Tennessee is the obstacle now for Link Jarrett. And with the best mustache around, Kirby Connell steps atop the mound to face Jackson West. While his buddy Xander Sechrist watches. West a single and the ground out to short. All out of the 9th spot where he's been so productive. He spent last year at Alabama and only got 35 plate appearances. Transferred back home as a Tallahassee native and had that 4-hit day yesterday, which matched the most by a Florida State player in a College World Series game. The first guy to do it for the Noles since Buster Posey. Little dribbler, Connell spins and ends the inning. Florida State is back into this thing, though, a little bit tighter. 4-run margin with a couple of big flies off Sechrist.
Here comes the Florida State bats. They've been swinging it well, but finally got a few things to show for it. First, Cantu with a launch, and then Lodis rides the wind out to the backside. Noles make it interesting here in the 7th, just down by 4.
10 years from today, Lisa Schneider will become the undisputed leader of a ginormous pack of dogs. Rescue dogs, to be exact. A second act made possible by the career reskilling courses Lisa's already taking now with AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does, so she can finally run with the big dogs and the small dogs who just think they're big dogs. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
This is not just delivery. This is knowing even superheroes can use a sidekick. Walgreens. This This is not just a pharmacy. This is living the care in healthcare. Walgreens.
The Fever blow into the Windy City.
Indiana has his first home win.
Where the Sky await, ready for revenge.
Come on!
We can't get enough. Fever, Sky. Sunday at 4 on ESPN.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NCAA for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any picture, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NCAA consent is prohibited.
The NCAA Men's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Kavar's Tears made a spectacular catch in the first inning on Marco Dinges in right center, and look what we pulled up for Tony Vitello, the kid. What do we think?
Okay.
Very similar.
Yeah. Like I'd say, you know, I'd still, just to be fair, Griffey just maybe a little higher degree of difficulty. He went like full Spider-Man into the wall, but very good flashback by Tony Vitello. He was on it.
A broken wrist on that catch. Bullet from Tears right at Daniel Cantu. One gone top of the 8th, 4-run game in Omaha. To spend a day in the mind of Tony Vitello.
It can bounce around a little bit. You never know where he's going to go with those in-game interviews.
Joe Charles has done yeoman's work on 40 pitches for Florida State. He's gone 3 2/3, 2 hits, a run, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. Now faces Dean Curley. A couple groundouts and a lineout, squares and pulls back against Charles. So this inning 6, 7, and 8. 9th inning would be 9, 1, and 2. So you know you're getting those Moore and Burke bats at the very least in the 9th inning for Tennessee. The goal for Joe Charles in Florida State, try to stay within 4 and then see what the offense can do with 6 outs left to play with, staring down elimination.
There's some good stuff right here now.
Yeah.
Good fastball up to 95 and a really good breaking ball behind it.
The bullpen not far from the mind of Link Jarrett at all times in this game.
Well, and I think the game plan right now is post a 0, and then can you get a couple out of that talented top half of your order in the 8th, which would not only draw you within a couple, but then it will give you a chance for that same group to bat again in the 9th, which you just feel like that group's going to have to bat 2 more times if they're going to win this ball game.
Hit well left center field. Ferrer bolts to the gap but can't get there. Dean Curley's got a 1-out double here in the 8th inning.
As good as Charles has been, we're in the pitch count starting to climb a little bit, Ben, and this one right here just grabs too much of the plate, right? A breaking ball that just doesn't have a whole lot of top to bottom to it, not a lot of east or west either, and Curley, who's been hitting it pretty hard today, catches a pure barrel and splits the gap to left center field.
Yeah, 105 off the bat, he hit that one.
Brings up Reese Chapman in the 8th spot, and another good breaking ball from Joe Charles.
Now that one had some depth to it right there. That's the real bender.
This is the longest outing of Joe Charles' career. Back foot. Charles had gone 3 innings back in March against Louisville. But stepping up when Florida State really needed him today. They needed somebody to emerge. After the starter, John Abraham, got the nod, but only got 1 out. Another breaking ball. If you got him,
you got him, spin him. And he can spin it. 2568, 2,500 RPMs, almost 2,600. Like good elevated fastball here, Burke, and if you miss with that, right back to the slider again. Or you can just go right there to the slider and strike him out. Either one.
He'll take the direct route, skip the setup, and strike out Chapman, and there's 2 gone.
When it's that good, it's that good.
Yeah, you said it earlier in the game. You're reading swings, right? And Chapman never looked like he saw the breaking ball.
That spin is tight now. He spun that one almost 2,700 RPMs. That's about 300 more revolutions than the average big league breaking ball.
Joe Charles has been massive for Florida State, trying to stay alive and needing to win today against Tennessee to force another game tomorrow. Cal Stark takes outside from Charles. We told you before this year, Joe Charles had only thrown 3 innings over the last 2 seasons, but has stepped up a bunch, been used a ton this year, and now one of the best, certainly the longest outing of his career.
You better find a zone here. You don't want to mess with that dude on deck. Here, Cal Stark, it is time to dial it in right here. Even if you swing and miss at a breaking ball, I would get ready and let it rip. You got to figure he's coming right at you with more on deck. He didn't get cheated. That was definitely his A+ swing. Stark loves the ball down. That ball just below the thighs, kind of right there above the knee. That really runs into the swing plane of Cal Stark. Anything above it, he usually has trouble getting to the back of the baseball.
Cal Stark in search of his first hit here at the Men's College World Series. With a 2-1 count, Charles deals and misses. 3-1 with more on deck. Who looks at ease. I would be too with 33 home runs this year.
Yeah, but if you're Joe Charles here, you're in between a rock and a hard spot here. Because Cal Stark can turn around and heat him.
Couldn't there on 94 again.
Perfect pitch on the outside part. Now we're going to see how much trust he has in that breaking ball right now. This is the guy you want to get. But can you get 3 fastballs by him or not? I don't know.
(3-2). Stark fouls it off. 95 from Charles. The longest outing of his career, still holding that velo.
He is digging deep.
About to throw his 56th pitch with 2 outs, 8th inning. Swing and a miss, but it caroms away. West will have no throw on a drop 3rd strike. The inning continues for Christian Moore.
Another tough break from Florida State right there, because that was a beautiful breaking ball by Joe Charles. I mean, 3 heaters in a row. You had him set up. There's a really good look at it. This ball dives down and away. Jackson West just not able to keep it in front, kicks away. So you got a 1st and 3rd and 2-out situation. Here comes Christian Moore.
Well, he did his best too to try to angle his chest protector back towards home plate, but that ball bounced so hard backwards when it landed that it kind of skimmed off the edge of his chest protector. And this conversation's all about, it might be, do you even want to mess with Moore, or do you feel more comfortable with Moore or Burke? Like, this is where you find yourself when you're facing the top part of this Tennessee order.
Both guys are excellent. Both guys are going to be high draft picks. But nobody at this event has swung the bat better than Christian Moore. Would you walk him when every run is at a premium? You'd be putting another guy on, and you'd be choosing a righty to a lefty.
I think it. Do you trust Joe Charles to keep the ball on the edge and make quality pitches? And if you don't feel like he can do that, I'm not gonna let Christian Moore pick up a big base hit right here. I'm gonna pitch to him, but pitch around him, if that makes sense. If he wants to get himself out and chase some balls on the outside part, I'll pitch to him. But if not, I'd rather face Blake Burke.
For Charles, he's actually been better against lefties than righties. Reverse splits, even though you wouldn't expect that with his big breaking ball. But they will let Joe Charles go get Christian Moore with 2 outs in the 8th inning and 2 on. Second meeting between these two. Charles entered this game in the 4th. faced Moore in the 7th and got him to ground out rather softly to third, leading off that inning.
And if you're going to lean into that breaking ball, watch out. Moore has had big time damage with breaking balls this year.
Got a backup breaking ball there for a strike. Yeah, the coaching staff has said that Christian Moore is torturing spin in a way that he didn't last year. We asked him about it this week. He said, I don't know nothing about that, to be honest with you. He just hits. Fastball for a strike there, 1-2.
That's a fantastic pitch. Breaking ball, and then just dot the corner with 94.
And can Joe Charles keep it at 4 with the top of the lineup looming? 1-2. Fouled away. Good execution with the fastball again.
This is a man feeling pretty good about his chances up to bat. Like, he's going to foul this one off, and he's looking right back at Charles. Like, okay, let's dance. Like I'm here, you're here, let's party.
Heater in. Get the fastball in. If you get one in, you can get it.
Check swing. Did he go? No. On a backup breaking ball, 2-2. You want to see that fastball?
I want to see it in, because Simo has shown it. You talk about spin and him sitting on spin and being able to really turn. That tells me he's waiting. He's letting that ball travel. The double he had down the line, he let it travel. You can paint a fastball on the inside part of the plate here. I'm saying you'll get him. I think that'd be the last place he'd be expecting his fastball in here. The question is, do you have the confidence to run it in there? Can you jam it in there or not? And nowhere to miss on a 2-2 count. If you miss off the plate.
Weak ground ball to short, and Lodis ends the inning. Joe Charles stares down Christian Moore and strands 2. Kirby Connell readies for Tennessee up by 4, and can Max Williams, Cam Smith, and James Tibbs mount a comeback for the Noles.
What's wrong?
My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying?
No.
Are you crying because of that other card?
No.
There's no crying in baseball. Or with the Capital One Venture Card, because it lets you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. And you can use those miles on any travel purchase. And you know why? There's no crying with the Venture Card. What's in your wallet? Let's play ball!
This isn't Charmin. No wonder I don't feel as clean.
Here's Charmin Ultra Strong.
Ah, my bottom's been saved.
With its diamond weave texture, Charmin Ultra Strong cleans better with fewer sheets and less effort. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
From cooking schools to curated restaurants or late night eats. With thousands of unique dining experiences, anything's on the menu with Marriott Bonvoy.
At Denny's, get delicious value all day long starting at $5.99 with the all-day Diner Deals value menu. From early morning to late at night, come enjoy the Super Slam, the juiciest cheeseburger, all-you-can-eat pancakes, and more. The all-day Diner Deals, only at Denny's.
Gatorade, the world's most superior sports drink, designed to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel. It fuels the best because it is the best. Gatorade, is it in you?
One of the most fearsome players in the entire sport. Jack Caglione leads Florida right on back to Charles Schwab Field for their second game today. This time against Chase Laviolette and Texas A&M. And how is his hamstring for the Aggies, who are 1 win away from the finals?
Look comfortable swinging the bat, so we got that half of it figured out.
That sounded loud.
Yeah, usually is.
Bottom 8, Florida State down by 4. Must win to force another game tomorrow. If Tennessee wins this, they move to the best-of-3 championship series that starts Saturday. Top of the lineup, Max Williams against Kirby Connell with a check swing roller foul up the line. If Florida State's going to do it, these are the guys to lead them there.
Got to get a couple here. I mean, you posted to 0, even though it was a little dicey. You posted to 0 there in the top of the 8th, and this is where you got to make a run. Get yourself within a bloop and a blast headed to the 9th.
James Tibbs, the ACC Player of the Year. Projected first-round pick, just like Cam Smith. They're waiting for Kirby Connell, the steely fifth-year senior for Tennessee. 1-2 on to Max Williams, who doubled back in the third. As exit velos, as head coach Link Jarrett says, as good as anyone on the team and maybe as good as anyone in this event. He's had a breakout season after transferring back to his home state after spending last year at Alabama. 1-2. Williams fists it foul. And fitting for Tennessee that it rests in the left arm of Kirby Connell, the program's all-time leader in appearances. Williams pulls one up the middle into center, a base hit. And the leadoff man is on for Florida State.
There you go. That's how you draw it up. Got to get a couple at least, it feels like, and your leadoff guy starts the party with an absolute bullet right back up the box. Tennessee's got Nate Snead and Aaron Combs, their two best right-handers, ready to roll. It'd just be interesting to see here, probably after Tibbs would be my guess.
Only the second time today Florida State's leadoff hitter has reached.
And now Cam Smith, sophomore star third baseman. Down and away from Connell. Smith better against righties, but still very good against lefties, as you would expect. And Connell tasked with the righty and Smith. Connell has been really tough on lefties. A little below average against righties. The 1-0. Grabs the back door for strike one. Cam Smith arrived in Tallahassee as a huge recruit. Stepped in from the get-go last year as a starter. And then a breakout this season. Told us this year he has slowed things down mentally. Went to his dream school, and last year he said wanted to be the superhero all the time. Now much more calm in the box. 2-1. Smith bullets one off Connell's glove. One to the bag. Two. Wow.
I mean, Florida State just cannot catch a break in this one. Can't do it. What was the exit below on that?
It didn't read. That had a lot going on here, Ben. Hits his glove, then bounces backwards when it hits the grass. Simo sticks with him. By then, the hard part was done. If this ball doesn't hit his glove, you're looking at first and second, first and third, maybe nobody out.
Instead, they're empty for James Tibbs with 2 outs. Yes, there have been some self-inflicted wounds for Florida State. And yes, Tennessee has played a great game in its own right. But boy, there have been some tough breaks and some balls hit sharply right at people for Florida State.
And as hard as the contact has been, you'd think they would have more to show for it. But a lot of that has had to do with the Tennessee defense making those plays.
No doubt.
That one right there was not an easy chance.
That's off the edge. 1-2 on James Tibbs. Guy who's given so much to this program over 3 years and trying to continue his career. The ACC Player of the Year. James Tibbs from Marietta, Georgia, but met the legendary longtime head coach, the late Mike Martin, 11 when he was 11 years old. Ended up at Florida State, graduated in 3 years with a degree in political science. Might go top 10. He strikes out. Kirby Connell posts a 0 in the 8th inning.
Do it, Kirby. A wipeout breaking ball to the outside part of the plate. The Tennessee folks just 3 outs away from the College World Series finals.
What's wrong?
My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying?
No.
Are you crying because of that other card?
No.
There's no crying in baseball. Or with the Capital One Venture card, because it lets you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. And you can use those miles on any travel purchase. And you know why? There's no crying with the Venture card. What's in your wallet? Let's play ball!
This is not just a pharmacy. This is living the care in healthcare. Walgreens.
Ooh, $3.99 and stuffed with pepperoni and cheese.
You want Crazy Puffs fast? You go with Hot and Ready.
Now I have time for more summer fun.
Go long! Ah! Walk in for $3.99 Hot and Ready Crazy Puffs at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
Welcome back to the NCAA Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. 6-2 game Tennessee leads to the 9th inning on Florida State in what has been a wacky ball game.
Yeah, just so many things that could have gone differently. They throw a pick away. That adds to the third, or that creates the third run in the first. And we had the balk. That leads to another one. Blake Burke comes up clutch and drives in a run. Then you had a runner didn't score from third base on a chopper over the mound. Then a runner doesn't score on a double play ball. He's a half stride short, so that's 3 runs. 1 allowed, 2 you didn't score. I mean, this game could easily be 5-4.
Instead, 6-2. And the deficit at 4 for Florida State. And they'll try to keep it right there against Blake Burke, Billy Amick, and Dylan Dreiling here in Omaha. Even the youngsters watching Tennessee trying to go 3-0 here to start. Florida State goes to the bullpen meantime for Connor Whitaker. Huge piece of this pitching staff. 3rd on the team in innings pitched entering Omaha. And he's already pitched twice here. And that was 3rd outing in 4 games.
Yeah, pitched yesterday, threw 20 pitches yesterday for Whitaker. Fastball is low 90s fastball, 4-pitch mix for him. Fastball change up, a couple of different breaking balls. There's the numbers on the year. 47 strikeouts in 58 2/3.
He's given up 9 hits in 3 2/3 here in Omaha. So it has not been his sharpest stuff yet to this point. And he's facing the teeth of it here.
On 91 pitches in those first 2 outings. Friday against Tennessee, Whitaker followed Jamie Arnold. Took over in the 6th, went 3 1/3, 71 pitches. And then came back yesterday against North Carolina. Came on in the 5th inning. Got in out on 20 pitches. Gave up that 3-run home run to North Carolina star Vance Honeycutt right when he came in. A couple batters later, it went single, walk, single. From there, Florida State went to Connor Holtz, who was awesome the rest of the way. Fouled away. So for the Noles, it's go down swinging with pitching and with Connor Whitaker emptying the tank. Guy who's been a big piece of this pitching staff for 3 years. Came back in May from an injury. Pitching in relief as Burke launches right center field and gone. Crushed by Blake Burke for number 20.
Might be a lot of balls you want to throw him, but that's not where you want to throw it to a typical left-hander right there. A little bit down, a little bit in. And Blake Burke just goes down and puts his nose on this one. And I'm telling you what, we've seen some long ones here. I don't know if any's any longer than that one right there.
Mommy hat. The mommy hat. How about that?
A daddy hat in the dugout and a mommy hat in the seats. 7-2 Billy Amick. So now 5 players for Tennessee have 20 home runs this season. There hadn't previously been a team in college baseball that had ever had 4. Amick, center field, shallow. Williams, 1 away.
Well, Blake Burke had swung over the top of a slider earlier in this at bat, and Whitaker tries to go back to it, trying to back foot that breaking ball, and Burke just drops the head on it. And this was a no-doubter the second it left its bat. He was questioning himself. He stares at it, and then he says, oh, this is a big yard. But this ball sails into the right center field seats.
What a catch.
What a catch.
And the mommy hat would follow.
And the jacket.
For this Tennessee offense that is the second best home run hitting team in the history of this sport. 2-0 on Dylan Dreiling. Look at that. 5 guys, like we said, with 20 plus same season. Backside and a great grab by Alex Lodi's for out number 2. Again, Tennessee's trying to reach the championship round for the 2nd time in program history. The other 1951 national title game against Oklahoma. And this group, which has a maturity about it, in the words of Tony Vitello, 3 outs away from getting there. Get a pinch hitter here for Hunter Ensley, who's been banged up, DHing today with a lower body issue. And so they'll make the move for Cannon Peebles. NC State transfer had a heck of a season for the Wolfpack last year. A lot of starting time this year for Tennessee. Coming off the bench right now for the Vols. Up and away. Check swing foul, 1-1 from Whitaker. This team looks scary in just about every way.
And we kind of had a feeling when the events transpired the way they did on Friday night, the first 2 times these teams linked up, you just had a feeling Tennessee had kind of played around earlier in that game, and when they made that run, they were going to be a tough out from that point on.
Blake Burke demolished this baseball and sets the lead at 5 for Tennessee.
Ball's having some fun now, 3 outs away from playing from the national championship. The stars have shined here for this offense, and Blake Burke puts an exclamation point on an impressive outing by this Tennessee offense. Mama got the mama hat and the mama coat.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
I just wanted to remind you that Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. In fact, it's so easy. It reminds me of a joke my mate told me. Now, a knuckleballer and a catcher walk into a bullpen, and a knuckleballer turns to the catcher. Get it? Wow, they really like that one.
It's easy to Geico, official partner of Major League Baseball.
Hi, guys, no, wait a minute. There are easier ways to get information about a place. Simply head over to apartments.com for tools like 3D virtual tours to learn everything you need to know. Hey, okay, be brave. Be brave. I've done all I can. Apartments.com, the place to find a place. Nope.
Well, Mike Martin, the longtime and legendary coach, one of the best coaches in the history of NCAA athletics, passed away right before the start of the season, 11 as he was known, at the age of 79. And so in this rebound season for Florida State, it started with, fittingly, an 11-0 win on opening day. And with one of 11's former players at the helm in Link Jarrett in year 2 of this program, engineered a massive turnaround and restored this group back to a city where it has spent so many seasons before. Now down by 5 to the bottom of the 9th. Think about what this journey has been like. James Tibbs told us to be the team last year that put a halt on that legacy was one of the hardest things I've ever dealt with. He said all the pressure, looking fans and alums in the eyes, said he felt like he let everyone down. But this group this year changed that and brought the Noles back to Omaha. And now they're down to their final 3 outs, trying to conjure up some magic, facing elimination.
Yeah, and it won't be easy against Mr. Snead. Nate Snead, fastball is going to average 96, and he'll take it up a little higher than that from time to time. 4-pitch mix, but it's going to be heavy on the fastball and the slider for him.
97 to start from Nate Snead.
5 saves on the year. That's his 27th appearance. There's a number, 71 2/3. Not a big strikeout guy for as hard as he throws, 59 of them.
Misses to Marco Dinges. He's had a tough luck day for Florida State out of the cleanup spot. Average exit velo on 3 outs is 110 miles an hour.
It literally is one of the most unlucky days I have ever seen from a hitter.
I mean, you mentioned it earlier, anything 95 and above the big league level. Why is it so hard, important to hit a ball hard? Because obviously the harder you hit it, the better chance you typically have of getting a base hit. But it has not been that way for Dinges today.
To center and to left and then to second. For Marco Dinges with dangerous Jaime Ferrer on deck. Nate Snead's 3-1. This is strike. Snead pitched Friday against Florida State. Final 2 1/3 shutout. 39 pitches. Sunday against UNC. 2 hitless to finish it off on 27 pitches. Gets a bouncer off the glove of Snead. Over to third, and Amick does not throw. And finally, Marco Dinges catches a break, and he's on for the Noles after this earlier.
Well, to finish at 1 for 4, but man, it feels a lot better than that. He gets robbed of extra bases twice to start his afternoon. Right at Christian Moore. Just a little wry smile there as he gets to first base. You can just see how frustrated he is. And then finally a base hit that he had to work for as Nate Snead tried to take one away from him there.
Isn't baseball a funny game? The ball he hits the slowest today. It wasn't slow. Still 98 miles an hour. He gets a base hit on it. Gotta love it.
He had to sweat it out, too. He had to go a hard 90 because it looked like Amick might have a play over there at third base.
Training staff came out to look at Nate Snead. It looked like it went off the left arm, down by the wrist, not off the glove. Good to see he's all right. The Wichita State transfer stays in against Jaime Ferrer. 9 RBIs his first 3 games here. Junior from Puerto Rico, all ACC and lefts, has been a mainstay in the heart of the lineup for the Noles over 3 years. He's had some hard contact as well. 0-2.
Second curveball we've seen from Snead. He only throws it 7% of the time, but that's 2 of those already in 8 pitches. The bigger bender from the right-hander.
Ferrer lays off on the slider. Xander Sechrist was the starter, matching his career long with 6 1/3 today for Tennessee. Ferrer fouls one off himself. I told you about Mike Martin. Jaime Ferrer was telling us we've been playing through him and for him this season. New head coach arrived a couple years ago. Guys like Ferrer stayed with it after last year's disappointment. This has been Ferrer's best season. Same for James Tibbs. 2 guys who rode the roller coaster at a place that comes with a lot of pedigree. The program that's been to Omaha the third most ever. Bounced foul. This team started the year 19-0 and was the last unbeaten team in the country. Ben told you earlier, a 24-win improvement from last year, which was the worst year in program history. Fouled away again by Ferrer.
Good at bat going here.
Snead trying to go to that breaking ball to put him away, and seeing some of the reason maybe where there's not as many strikeouts as you would think, Ben. That put away pitch just not quite as sharp as it needs to be.
Another 1-2 pitch. Fought off foul by Ferrer. Tennessee 3 outs away from the College World Series Finals. 5 straight foul balls, and now the 9th pitch is outside. Tried the breaking ball, couldn't get the chase. Tenth pitch. Ferrer strikes out. 1 gone.
That almost looked like a 2-seam fastball there. That ball had some nice sink to it. A lot of 4-seamers. It looked like that's a 2-seamer right there. Ball just kind of dives down and in and just underneath the bat of Ferrer.
Yeah, it's more of an old school sinker with Snead. Not the riser that we see from so many fireballers.
An understandable Ferrer frustration. Now Daniel Cantu, 5th-year senior first baseman, after Ferrer went down by way of the K. Cantu homered his last time to the pull side in the 7th. 0-2. Popped up towards short at Dean Curley. And Tennessee is 1 out away from the finals. Two years ago, Tennessee had a super team, unlike maybe anything we had seen in this sport. They ran into Notre Dame, led by, at the time, Link Jarrett. 2 years later, Tennessee is trying to punch a ticket to the finals against a Link Jarrett-led squad. It's up to Alex Lodies for Florida State. Nothing in 2. The last 4 years of college baseball, no program has more wins than the Vols. 0-2 is up and away.
Yeah, 50-win seasons are hard to come by. You think about what Tennessee's done the last 4 years. They've averaged 52 wins per season the last 4 years.
1 strike away from the finals. The 1-2. Bouncing ball foul. Nate Snead is ready with 2 outs in the 9th. 1-2. This is high. 2-2 on Lodies. Two. 57 wins for the Vols. The #1 overall seed for the second time in 3 years under Tony Vitello. 2-2 pitch is up high, and Dinges takes second. Lodi's homered his last time. Into the bullpen in right. 3-2. On a line to short and caught by Curley. Tennessee is headed to the finals of the College World Series.
Pretty remarkable. Just a few days ago, boys, they were down 3 headed to the 9th. And one of the more legendary comebacks that you will see in the College World Series, and that has propelled them. The next 2 games have been pretty loud statements of just how well-oiled this machine is. And Tony Vitello has put together a uber-talented roster, and boy, have they shined here over the last couple ball games.
Yeah, they get to sit back and wait now. They've got to play into Tennessee now, and as we mentioned earlier, their rotation is going to be set for the finals. And think about this. That was their 58th win of the season. They win the College World Series, they're going to be a 60-win team if they pull it off. 60 wins.
The 58 is the second most in SEC history. And Xander Sechrist, Kirby Connell and company knock out Florida State, who had a magical rebound season. The SEC goes 5-0 against the ACC in Omaha, and we will have an all-SEC final for the 3rd time in the last 4 years.
It's a pretty subdued reaction by the Tennessee club.
I thought so too.
Yes. I mean, you've just entered the national championship series, and it's just a team that, you know, certainly joy, certainly some emotion, but very businesslike with the way they handled this win.
Yeah, it's a different team for me than it won 2 years ago. I mean, that one 2 years ago was probably the most talented team that we've seen, but this one just felt like it was a more of a less emotion for this group than it was 2 years ago. A team that had kind of been there before. Now it feels like they got to Omaha this year saying, it's our time. This is our time to win. And that's what it just felt like really all season long for me. I mean, you mentioned it. Once they got past game 1, and sometimes those game 1s are the hardest ones, but once they got past game 1, it's been on a roll since then.
Tennessee is moving on, and a wonderful Florida State season comes to a close. Our Capital One rewarding performance. Xander Sechrist got the ball for the first time ever here.
Yeah, I tell you what, he was outstanding. We talked about how good he had been in the NCAA tournament. I loved his fastball command today. He used it in and out, spun that breaking ball there, threw a few changeups along the way. Goes 6 in the 3rd, gives up 2 runs. Both of them came on solo home runs. And look what he's done. 3 starts in the NCAA tournament. 3 starts for him. He is 2-0 with an ERA of just above 1.
2 great friends both pitched today, and they're both with Danny Wexelman.
Yeah, we had to have them both, guys. Xander, I'm going to start with you. You have waited your turn to pitch here in Omaha. What was that experience like?
Just like it is baseball. I've been here my 3rd time, and it's a blessing just to get out on that mound. A lot of children, I would say, like to be out there, and I was just living a childhood dream.
We've talked a lot about your mom, Lori. She's in the stands. What's it mean to have her here watching you?
She's probably, when I see her, she's probably gonna be crying or something. But I'm gonna say it's okay, Mom. We got another series to win. But yeah, she'll be happy. She's my mom. I love her to death.
What's this guy meant to you? You guys were joking around before we got here. What's he meant to you?
I mean, I'm not gonna say the bad things on there, but we'll say the good things. He's like a brother to me, to be honest. I said it once. He'll be at my wedding, and hopefully he'll be at my funeral, unless I'm at your funeral first. So, you know, he's just been a great friend, great mentor ever since I got here on campus, and a great throwing partner.
Kirby, for you, what did you see from Xander today?
Yeah, you know, he was electric. Came out and, you know, started us off really good. Ended up getting to the 7th, which was really good to see out of him. And it was awesome just to be able for him to be able to hand the ball off to me.
We saw you guys playing catch before you went out to pitch, just casually on the field playing catch. We were talking about it. What's he meant to you and your friendship and teammate?
No, he's like my second brother. I got 2 brothers sitting at home, so no, just having him out here is having him beside me the whole time, and I got his back and he's got mine.
One more, you guys are headed to the finals. How good does that sound?
All I can say is go Vols, and let's see what we can do.
Guys, thank you so much. Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mike?
These guys are a riot, Danny. So we know Tennessee's in the finals. Best of 3 will start Saturday. Tennessee, regardless of who it faces, will be the home team in games 1 and 3, if necessary, in the championship series. They beat A&M and Hoover. They took 2 out of 3 from Florida, and we know the Vols will be there on Saturday. Ben McDonald, Chris Burke, Mike Monaco with you, back to wrap things up. And this team is mighty impressive, looking every bit the part of number 1.
Yeah, it's just so dangerous on offense. The pitching has really performed the last 2 days. And the defense. A couple errors today, but, man, as the outfield made a bunch of big plays.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see a weak spot in this team at all. I mean, top 5 pitching staff in the country. We know lead the country in home runs per game. They're top 5 as well. It's just not a weak spot in this team. And here's the thing. They've played great all year long, but they seem to be playing their best baseball right now. When you combine the defense with the pitching and the offense that they have, it's a hard team to beat. I mean, what can you say?
We'll see who they face. We're going to find out. Texas A&M 1 win away. Florida's got to win twice. That's coming up here on ESPN. For now, we've got SportsCenter on the way. For Ben, Chris, Danny Wexelman, and our entire crew behind the scenes, Mike Monaco saying so long. This game produced by Bill Palladino, directed by Jeff Evers, and a big thank you from our crew that has had the day games here in Omaha. To our bosses, Phil Orlett, Scott Gustafson, and the whole college baseball crew. So long for now, but come on back. Off to SportsCenter.